Yes, students. Now we will revise the exemptions topic, the lengthiest topic in GST, but don't worry, it is very easy, guys. So let us begin with. Exemptions under GST is given in section 11 of CGST Act or section 6 of IGST Act. And both these sections have same content, similar content, and it has three subsections. It is giving power to the government to notify any goods or services which is exempt under GST. So what is section 11 of CGST Act is telling, we will see. 11 subsection 1, where the government is satisfied that it is necessary in the public interest, it may, on the recommendation of GST Council by notification, exempt generally. That is, we call it as general exemption. And general exemption will always be given by way of notification, guys. And the exemption can be either absolute or subject to conditions. Absolute means without any conditions. So any person who is supplying such services which is exempt can avail that exemption without any if and but. Whereas if it is subject to conditions means only if I satisfy the conditions given there, I will enjoy the exemptions. Okay. So goods or services are both from the whole or any part of tax, which is GST. Okay. So we call this as general exemption. So 11 subsection 1 is giving power to the government to give general exemption by way of notification. Okay. Then coming to subsection 2, where the government is satisfied that it is necessary in the public interest, same like above, it may on the recommendation of GST Council by special order. So this is called special exemption which can be given only by way of special order. Sir, when sir? Only under the circumstances of exceptional nature. Exempt from payment of tax, any goods or services or both. So we call this as special exemption and it can be given only by way of what? Special order. General exemption is by way of notification, whereas the special exemption is by way of special order. Okay. Under which circumstances? Circumstances of exceptional nature. Okay. Then subsection 3 is talking about the explanation. Now, whatever exemption has been given either by way of notification or by way of special order, for that an explanation can be given by the government within 1 year. Within 1 year. And that explanation can be given by way of what, sir? The notification. The explanation will always be added through the notification. Why, sir? Why do they want to give explanation? Because to give more clarity, why did we give this exemption and why is it in the public interest? They will explain that. Okay. But one important thing. Assume, guys, there is an exemption which is notified through a notification or even by a special order on 1st July. But explanation for this is given by way of notification on 1st December. Now the question is the exemption effective from 1st July or 1st December? Guys, it is from 1st July. That is the exemption notification or special order and not from the date on which explanation is given. Even though explanation is given later, whatever is the original notification giving the exemption or the special order, the exemption will be effective from that date. So from 1st July, within 1 year, they can give an explanation by way of notification. And sir, on the date of exemption itself, assume in my example, on 1st July itself, can they give the explanation? Yes, they can give it on that day itself or maximum within 1 year, guys. Got it? Yes. Then there is an explanation to section 11. What is it? We will see. And whatever we discussed here is an explanation to exemption. Okay. Now, coming to the explanation. For the purpose of this section, where an exemption from whole or part of the tax is leviable thereon has been granted absolutely, that is without any condition, the registered person supplying such goods or services or both shall not collect the tax in excess of the effective rate on such supply of goods or services or both. For example, my outward supply is exempt. So as it is exempt, I am not liable to pay GST. But still, can I go ahead and collect tax from my recipients and keep it with me? No. When my outward supply is exempt, I am not supposed to collect tax from my recipients, guys. Or else assume a part exemption is given. For example, the GST rate applicable for my outward supply normally is 18%, but government has given a 50% exemption. That means I need to pay only 9%. Yes. So when I am liable to pay 9% GST on my outward supply, how much can I collect it from my recipient? Obviously 9%. Can I do like this? Sir, I will collect 18%, 9% I will keep it, 9% I will remit it to the government. No, I cannot do it. So whatever I am liable to pay, only that much I can collect it from my recipient, guys. Okay, sir. And whatever we covered here under section 11 of CGST Act, same to same content is given in section 6 of IGST Act. Even that is the section 6 of IGST Act has three subsections, same content, but it is for interstate supply, guys. That's all. And whatever is the list of exemptions we will learn, it is same whether it is supplied intrastate or interstate. Is it exempt, sir? Yes, guys, it is exempt. Oh, next. The absolute or unconditional exemption is always mandatory in nature. We need to claim it. Sir, can I reject it? No, no fool will do it, but still they are telling if it is an absolute or unconditional exemption, every person who is enjoying it has to claim it. Okay, or whoever is eligible for it has to claim it. Okay. Then, however, where the exemption is conditional, means subject to condition, they are told the exemption is available only if the following conditions are satisfied. In that case, is it optional for me to claim it? Yes. Simply violate the condition, automatically you will not be eligible for exemption. Got it? So this become optional if it is conditional. Whereas if it is unconditional or absolute, I need to claim it, guys. Got it? Yes, sir. Then exemption under GST. Guys, exempt supply is defined under section 2 clause 47. Very important definition. And exempt supply includes three categories. What are those? Nil rated supply, wholly exempt supply as per section 11 or as per section 11 of CGST Act or section 6 of IGST Act. Or the last one is non-taxable supply. It includes all the three. So let us just see the definition. Exempt supply has been defined as supply of any goods or services or both which attracts a nil rate of tax or which may be wholly exempt from tax and therefore includes non-taxable supplies also. Okay. Sir, what is non-taxable supply means? It is defined in section 2 clause 78, guys, in simple, which is kept outside the GST. Like alcoholic liquor for human consumption or PhD man, that is the petroleum products, those items. So I will just read it out. Non-taxable supply means a supply of goods or services or both which is not leviable to tax under CGST Act or even under IGST Act. Okay, so even that is a part of exempt supply? Yes, and I have also given an example here. So which are called as non-taxable supply. So in simple, whatever is outside the GST. Okay. So I will just try to explain the difference between all these three. There is a thing. Anyway, all three are part of exempt supply only. Yes, sir. But just a minute. Okay. So you can come to this. I have given this table at the end of input tax credit chapter, guys. So you can just open it. At the end of input tax credit chapter, I have just given this table with respect to zero rated supply, nil rated supply, exempt supply, and non-GST. So what is zero rated supplies? Exports as well as supplies made to SEZ or SEZ unit or SEZ developer is called as zero rated supply. And if my outward supply is zero rated, on my inward supply, can I claim ITC? Yes, input tax credit is available. Okay, zero rated is different, nil rated is different. Sir, what is the difference between zero and nil? One and the same, no, sir? Yes, it is one and the same. But for GST, it is different, guys. So exports and supply to SEZ unit and SEZ developer is zero rated for which credit is available. Output tax might be zero, but still on your inward supply, whatever input tax you have paid, you can claim the credit. Okay, sir. Then coming to this three, whatever we just now learned, nil rated. Sir, what is nil rated? Supplies that have declared rate of 0% GST. Means these goods are supplied or services are supplied within the country, but the rate is as on today, zero. Sir, can government increase this rate to 5%, 12%, 18% or any other percentages? Yes, they can increase it. But as on today, the rate would be nil or zero. Okay. Example is like salt, grains, jaggery, etc. Then coming to exempt supply, whatever list we will be learning in this chapter. Supplies, it is a supply but do not attract GST because exemption is given under section 11 read with notification, guys. Read with notification. Okay. Example is fresh milk, fresh fruits, curd, bread, etc. I have given only products here. There are number of services which we will be learning after this, which is exempt under GST like healthcare, educational or agricultural activities. All these things are exempt. Okay. Next coming to non-GST, which is nothing but non-taxable supply. These supplies do not come under the purview of GST, means they are outside GST. They are not at all under GST. See, exempt and nil rated means, sir, it is covered under GST. but maybe the tax is not leviable. Whereas non-taxable supply means it is completely outside GST. Okay. Example, alcoholic liquor for human consumption or petroleum products, guys. Now, if my outward supply is any one of this, that is this three I'm talking about, not zero rated. I repeat, if my outward supply is any one of this, which is nothing but exempt supply, then there is no credit available for my input tax, guys. There is no credit available. So I will also explain you. You can see this is with respect to supply to or buy. Guys, SEZ unit or SEZ developer. Now, if I am having a branch or business in a unit or a zone which is declared by the government as SEZ, that is called SEZ unit. Whereas when government assign a task to a real estate developer to develop an area which the government has notified as the SEZ, that person is called as, whoever is developing that area is called as real special economic zone developer. Okay, sir. So any supply to them or by them, that is both inward as well as outward, is called as interstate supply, guys. Inward as well as outward by them is considered as interstate supply, and IGST would be limited. Whereas supply to SEZ unit or SEZ developer is interstate as well as zero rated. It is treated at par with exports. And I had already mentioned, guys, for GST purpose, SEZ is considered to be a location outside India. So anything going to that is considered to be at par with export. And we treated it as zero rated supply. Got it? Yes, sir. Now, a registered person is providing an outward supply which is exempt, that is either nil rated or non-taxable supply or exempt supply. On their inward supply, can they claim credit? No, sorry, they cannot claim. Sir, what if the outward supply is zero rated supply or taxable supply within India? In that case, they can claim credit on their inward supplies, guys. Is that clear? Yes. So this topic is connected to exemption along with input tax credit. I have tried to explain it here itself. Clear? So in simple, I repeat, if my outward supply is exempt, I cannot claim credit on my inward supply. And exempt supply will include what and all, guys? Wholly exempt supply, nil rated supply, and non-taxable supply. Yes. Coming back to this. Yes. So which are the goods which are exempt from tax? I have just given few list here, but goods is not a part of your intermediate syllabus, guys. Okay. Under GST, everyday items used by the common man have been included in the list of exempted items. Items such as unbranded atta, maida, besan, unpacked food grains, milks, eggs, curd, lassi, and fresh vegetables are among the items exempted from GST. Okay, yes, sir. But this is not the complete list of goods. Anyway, whatever I have given here is only illustrative list, guys. And as I mentioned already, goods which are exempt from GST is not a part of your intermediate syllabus. Then what is the part of our syllabus, sir? Services. Very small list is there. We will see. List of services exempt from tax. Notification number. Okay, guys, section 12 of CGST, sorry, not 12, 11. Section 11 of CGST Act or section 6 of IGST Act gave power to the government to notify any goods or services which is exempt under GST. Using this power, government has released a notification. So what is it? We will see. Notification number 12 bar 2017, Central Tax Rate dated 28th June 2017, herein referred to as notification, unless otherwise specified, as exempted the various services wholly from CGST, that is whole exemption. Okay, sir. Then same way. Exemption from IGST has been granted to various services via notification number 9 bar 2017, integrated tax, that is ITR we call it as integrated tax rate dated 28th June 2017, and whatever services has been exempt as per the notification, that is this notification, same list is covered here also, guys. I just mentioned a sentence here. All the services exempt from CGST have also been exempted from IGST Act. So should we learn the list separately? No. So whatever list we will be learning, whether it is applied within the state or outside the state, it is exempt, people. Got it? So same to same list, whatever is given here is exempt here. But under IGST, few more additional services are also exempt, but those are not a part of your syllabus. So whatever list we are going to learn from now, they are always exempt, whether it is supplied within the state or outside the state, guys. Is that clear? And whenever you are answering any questions with respect to exemption, start your answer like this under descriptive type. As per section 11 of CGST Act, read with notification. And if they are not mentioned the nature of supply, always consider it as intra, guys. Sir, what in the question they have clearly given it is interstate supply. Then instead of section 11, you can use section 6 of IGST Act. In that case, your answer will be like this. You will start your answer. As per section 6 of IGST Act, read with notification. Got it? If question is silent, always go with CGST Act sections, guys. Got it? So we'll be focusing only on two sections in this chapter. Section 11 of CGST Act or section 6 of IGST Act. Yes, guys. Chalo. So we'll begin with the list of services which is exempt. Yes. And for few of the list, there is a connection to RCM, and wherever there is a connection, I will just try to connect it and explain it, guys. Be ready for it. When I was explaining RCM itself, I have given some connection to exemption, but now again I will repeat it or connect it. Okay. And before I start with the list, guys, see, I know the list is lengthy. I told it is small, but actually not. It is very lengthy list. I know some of the students might take this topic as an optional. No, sir, I will quit it or I will not read it. I will take it as an optional question. Guys, please don't do it. Because there will be a question on GST liability calculation and all where they would have adjusted or where they would have given few adjustments with respect to exemption. Or even they would have asked you to calculate value of supply where one or two supplies they will give, which is exempt. So while calculating the value of supply, if there is any supplies which is exempt, we need to consider nil for that while calculating the value. Yes, sir. For that, we should know what is exempt. Yes. And trust me, the list is very easy, guys. Even if you just have an idea about the list, you can easily answer the questions in the exam. And some int will be dropped already in the question itself. By just reading it, you will be able to tell whether it is exempt or taxable. So for that, at least you should have an idea about the list. And few list or few exemptions are based on monetary limit. Like for example, they would have told it is exempt only if the value is within 500. In that case, you have to remember that values. And wherever any exemption is given with respect to monetary limit, guys, for example, if the exemption is available up to 500, that means if it is more than 500, it is fully taxable. Please be careful with it. For example, assume the value is 800 or 1000, then it is fully taxable. If it is within 500, exemption. More than 500, full value would be taxable, people. Got it? Yes. So with this, we will begin it. Come on, be attentive. Yes. And all the exemptions is arranged category wise. It is not given entry wise here, guys. So we will be learning it category wise. So the first category of the services which are exempt are charitable and religious activities. And whatever we will learn, especially in the initial stage, now they are very important, guys. Like charitable or religious activities, agricultural, educational, healthcare, government services, all those are very important. Okay, we'll begin with. So much of build up about exemption. Let us begin with. Services by an entity registered under Section 12AA of the Income Tax Act 1961 by way of charitable activities. Yes. Guys, whatever an entity is providing with respect to charitable activities who is registered under Section 12AA of Income Tax Act is exempt. Is exempt. Okay, sir. And I have given three notes for it below. Yeah. What is it? We will see. Services provided by an entity registered under Section 12AA of the Income Tax Act 1961 by way of advancement of religion, spirituality, yoga are exempt as such activities are covered in the definition of charitable activities. So all this will fall under the charitable activities are yes. Irrespective of whatever amount is charged, it will be exempt. Guys, if there is no monetary limit given for that particular exemption, it is understood any amount charged is exempt. Okay. Next, coming to the second note, activities of schools, colleges, or any other educational institution run by a charitable trust by way of education or skill development of abandoned, orphans, homeless children, physically or mentally abused persons, prisoners, or persons over the age of 65 years or above, residing in rural area. Okay, only in rural area for these people. Okay, yes, will be considered as charitable activities and the income from such supplies will be wholly exempt from GST. Okay, sir. So all this also fall under the charitable activities? Yes. Next, hostel accommodation services provided by a trust to the students do not fall within the ambit of charitable activities as defined above. So if see, if education is provided to the children's, like who was abandoned or orphaned or disabled children's, it is exempt. Educational activities, part of charitable. But if education is provided along with hostel is not a part of charitable activities, guys. So that means it is taxable? Yes. And when we are learning the list of exemptions, guys, I have used 2 or 3 different colors. What are those, sir? I will just tell the impact of it. Wherever I have given anything in green, guys, that means it is exempt. In between, something I would have marked in red, which means taxable. So you should understand the difference. So anything highlighted in red is taxable. And if there is any monetary limit and all, normally the monetary limit I would have highlighted in blue color. But here I have given in red because if it is more than this amount, they are telling it is taxable. So I have highlighted in red. So red means taxable, green means exempt. Okay, now? Yes. Fine, sir. So we read all the 3 notes? Yes. And guys, before we continue with this list, there are different types of exemptions. We'll just have a look into it. We didn't cover this part. Yeah. Yes, this one. Come back to this. There are different types of exemptions available. What are those? We will see. It is important to note that exemption under GST may be provided in any of the following manner. First one, exemption to specified activities or transaction, irrespective of who is the supplier, who is the recipient, they enjoy this exemption. For example, transfer of a business as a going concern. Doesn't matter who is the transferor, who is the transferee, it is always exempt. Got it? Yes. Same way. Sir, if there is any loading or unloading or packaging or warehousing of agricultural produce, they're telling it is exempt. No matter who is the supplier, who is the recipient, guys, they enjoy the exemption. Next, exemption to specified suppliers. For example, few supplies or few services provided by government is exempt. So only when supplier is a government, they enjoy the exemption like that. Then exemption to specified recipients means only if the services is provided to them, it is exempt. For example, few services provided to government, where government is the recipient, they enjoy the exemption. Or few services provided to an educational institution is exempt. So only if the recipient is so and so person, they enjoy the exemption. Okay. And if recipient is enjoying the exemption, obviously for supplier also it is not taxable. Will they charge and collect it from the recipient people? No. Then the last one, exemption to specified suppliers and specified recipients means they are clearly told who should supply, to whom they should supply. Only then they will enjoy the exemption. For example, services provided by ESIC to the persons who are governed under that act, ESIC Act, is exempted. So they are clearly told who should be the supplier, who should be the recipient. If both the conditions are met, only then it is exempt. Got it, people? Yes. So these are the different types of exemptions which are provided. Okay. We'll continue with the list now. Okay. Entry number 1 is done. Entry number 13 now. Yes. Services by a person by way of what? Conduct of any religious ceremony under any religion, guys. Irrespective of the amount, it is exempt. Hello. Please listen here. Hello. Listen. Any services provided by a person for conduct of religious ceremony under any religion is fully exempt irrespective of how much amount they are charging. I have given a note for it. Note 4. It can be inferred that the amount charged by whatever name called for the conduct of any religious ceremony is exempt from GST. The religious ceremonies are like life cycle rituals, including the special religious pujas conducted in terms of religious text by a person so authorized by such religious text, like the priest, pujari, or molvi, or father, whatever we call them under the respective religion. So, whatever services they are providing, for which whatever amount they charge, there is no monetary limit. It is fully exempt, guys. Okay, sir. So, for doing any puja, homa, like that. Okay. Then coming to B. Please be careful. B is available as exemption, but subject to some monetary limit. Subject to monetary limit. So for clause B, there is some monetary limit, guys. Okay. Renting of presence of a religious place meant for general public, owned or managed by an entity registered as a charitable or religious trust under section 12AA, or a trust or an educational institution registered under section 1023C5, or a body and authority covered under section 1023 BBA. So here body or authority means who manages the religious and charitable trust, guys. Okay. They are the government body or authority who manages the religious and charitable trust. Okay. Of the Income Tax Act 1961. So, if any religious or charitable trust or even educational institution which is run by a charitable trust, if they own any place which they are renting it out for others for a rent, they will enjoy exemption. But always, no, it is within some monetary limit. What is it? However, entry B shall not apply to. Okay, only for entry B. Please be careful, guys. Entry A is not covered here. Renting of rooms where charges are 1,000 rupees or more per day. Okay, if it is 1,000 or more, fully taxable. If it is less than 1,000, 999 exempt, 1,000 taxable. Okay, next. Renting of premises, community halls, Kalyana Mandapam or open area and like where the charges are 10,000 or more per day. Okay. 10,000 or more taxable. Less than 10,000 fully exempt. Okay, sir. Next, renting of shops or other spaces for a business or commerce where charges are 10,000 or more per month is taxable. So please be careful. In the following case, it is taxable. 1,000 or more, 10,000 or more, it is taxable. Less than that, exempt people. Is that clear? Yes. And whenever you guys would have visited any temple, mosque, or church which is famous, you guys would have observed they will have their own premises which they would have let out for rent. Especially when you go to any famous temple, I would have observed as a child, you would have told, Appa, Amma, I want this. So they would have owned a place which they would have rented it as a shop for a person who wants to sell the items like puja items or any other the toys or anything like that. Yes, sir. And please be careful, guys. Year and year it is per day because normally when we are taking a room or even a kalyana mandapa or all, it will be per day. Will you take it for months together? No, no, sir. Whereas if it is a shop and all, it is per month. 10,000 whatever is there is per month. Got it? Yes. Chalo, let us move to the next entry. Entry 60. Services by a specified organization in respect of religious pilgrimage facilitated by the government of India under bilateral arrangement. Only two events or two religious pilgrimage has been notified here. What are those? I have given in note 5. Let us see it. As per entry 60, the services provided by the Hajj Committee and KMVN in relation to pilgrimage to Mecca, that is by Hajj Committee to Mecca, whereas by KMVN to Kailas Manasa Sarovar, respectively, are not liable to GST, means it is exempt. Any other religious pilgrimage will be taxable. Okay. Then entry 80. Services by way of training or coaching in recreational activities like arts or culture by an individual. Only if a coach is an individual, it is exempt. Sir, what if coach is partnership firm, company and all, it is taxable? Clearly they are told that by an individual. So that means the coach has to be an individual, guys. Okay, sir. Next, second one. Sports by a charitable entities registered under section 12AA or 12AB of the Income Tax Act. Okay, guys, please be careful. If there is any sports training provided by a charitable entity, it is not a part of charitable activities. So it is not covered in entry 1, but it is separately covered in entry 80. It is separately covered in entry 80. So sports training provided by a charitable entity is not a part of charitable activities, but it is separately exempt as per entry 80. Okay, I have given note 6 for it. Besides charitable activities, services provided by way of training or coaching in sports by a charitable entity registered under section 12AA of the Income Tax Act are also exempt. Is that clear? Yes. And wherever they are talking about charitable trust or religious trust, they are clearly telling it should be registered under the Income Tax Act, guys. It is a must. Okay, to enjoy the exemption. Okay, sir. Next, we will go through the next list, that is agriculture related services. Guys, if you can recall income tax provisions, even in income tax, the agriculture income is exempt. What is agriculture income is defined in section 2 clause 1A. If the farmer himself is cultivating or if he is letting out the agriculture land for agricultural activities to someone else, whatever the tenant as well as the owner or the farmer or the landlord is earning from the cultivation or the rent which is received either in money or in kind is always considered to be an agriculture income. For example, if I myself grow the crops, I will chop it or I will sever it and I sell the crops. Whatever I will earn from the sale of crops is an agriculture income. Next, no, I am not growing, I am not cultivating the crops, I am letting it to you. So you are a tenant, you are using my land for agricultural activities. Now you grow crops, you will sell crops. Whatever you will earn from sale of crop is an agriculture income for you. And whatever rent you pay me, whether it is in money or in kind, it is an agriculture income for me. And also they have told income from a farm building which is attached to the land or which is next to the land is also an agriculture income subject to certain conditions. It should not be situated in specified area. Some conditions are there. Yes, sir. And section 10 clause 1 of Income Tax Act clearly tells if there is an agriculture income from a land situated in India used for agricultural activities, it is fully exempt. So what if land is situated outside India? Then it is taxable under the head other sources, guys. Oh. So 10.1 clearly tell land should be within India and it should be used for agriculture purpose. Only then income is exempt. Okay, sir. And if an assessee has both agriculture income as well as non-agriculture income, then we need to apply something called as partial integration for the purpose of computing tax liability. So this is from income tax point of view, guys. It was just a recall. Now let us get back to GST. So even under GST, agricultural activities or any services related to agriculture is exempt. So what all are covered, we will see one by one. First, 24. Services by way of loading, unloading, packing, storage, or warehousing of rice. Actually, rice is not an agricultural produce. But still, services with respect to loading, unloading, packing, storage, or warehousing of rice is exempt by way of entry 24. Okay, sir. Next, services by way of warehousing of minor forest produce is exempt. Minor forest produce means other than timber, because timber is a major forest produce, guys. For timber, is it taxable? Yes. Next, 24b. Services by way of storage, warehousing of cereals, pulses, fruits, vegetables is exempt. Okay. Then 54. 54 has number of items. We will see one by one. Services relating to cultivation of plants and rearing of all life forms of animals except of rearing of horses. Rearing of horses is taxable, whereas any other animal exempt, guys. For food, fiber, food and all, like sheep or the chicken or even, sir, if it is like, sir, this is for non-veggie people. Whereas for veggie people, so you can consider plants. Okay, chill. For food, fuel, fiber, fuel, raw material or non other similar products or agricultural produced by way of what and all, one by one. Agricultural operations directly related to production of any agricultural produce, including cultivation, harvesting, threshing, plant production, or testing. Next, supply of farm labor. Supply of farm labor means assume you want to do farming, but you want more labors. So I am like an agency, I will supply farm labors to you, for which I will charge you the amount. Similar to security agencies, guys. Okay. So whatever I will charge you for supply of farm labor, who will work for you in your land, agricultural land, whatever I am charging you is exempt under GST. Okay. Next, processes carried out at an agricultural farm, including tending, pruning, cutting, harvesting, drying, cleaning, trimming, sun drying, fumigating, curing, sorting, grading, cooling, or bulk packaging, and such like operations, which do not alter the essential characteristics of the agricultural produce, but make it only marketable for primary market. So is it an agricultural activities? Yes, it is exempt, guys. So this, especially this line or even this, it is similar to what is the definition given in income tax of agriculture income under section 2 clause 1a, guys. Got it? Yes. You should not change the nature of the agricultural produce. For example, sir, I am growing sugar cane. If I sell it as it is, agricultural activities. Okay. Sir, what if I convert it into sugar or jaggery and sell it? Then that is not considered as agricultural activities, guys. Got it? Yes, it is more of manufacturing. Next, renting or leasing of agro machinery that is used for agricultural purposes, various machinery or equipments, or vacant land with or without structure incidental to its use. So, sir, I am letting out the agricultural land for use for to be used for agricultural purpose. Whatever rent I am charging, is GST exempt on it? Yes. Next, loading, unloading, packaging, storage, or warehousing of agricultural produce. Guys, please be careful. Agricultural produce will not include rice. So for rice, there is a separate exemption given. Sir, what if it is jaggery, sugar, or coffee, tea, and all? Even they will not come under agricultural produce, guys. They are more of manufactured products. Okay. Next, agricultural extension services, that is providing training to the farmers, like how to improve the soil fertility, or how to use technology in the agricultural, or how to market their products once it is grown, like that. So, in simple, creating awareness to the farmers, guys. Last one, services by an agricultural produce marketing committee, that is APMC in short, or a board or a services provided by a commission agent for sale or purchase of agricultural produce. So this commissioning agents or APMC will act as a middleman. They purchase the crops or agricultural produce from the farmers and they sell it to the people. And for their service, they charge some commission. And on that commission, GST is exempt. Got it? Yes. Next, entry 55. Carrying out any intermediate production process as a job work in relation to cultivation of plant and rearing of all life forms of animals except rearing of horses. They are taxable. Okay. For food, fiber, fuel, raw material or other similar products or agricultural produce. Yes, sir. And guys, what is this? See, if I myself is doing all the activities, then there is no question of this. But assume I am not able to do all the work with respect to my growing of my crops. I am taking your help. You are providing me some job work with respect to putting pesticides or fertilizers to my crops or to graze my animals. Okay, in order to graze my animals, you are helping me. So you are doing a job work for me, for which I am paying you. Whatever I am paying you is exempt under GST. Oh, next, 55A. Services by way of artificial insemination of livestock other than horses. Horses is taxable. Whereas for other animals, if you make them artificially give birth, artificial insemination is nothing but making the animals give birth artificially, guys. Even birds. Animals are birds. Okay. But if it is for horses, it is taxable. Next, 57. Services by way of preconditioning, pre-cooling, ripening, waxing, retail packing, labeling of fruits and vegetables which do not change or alter the essential characteristics of said fruits or vegetables. Especially as they are perishable, guys, like vegetables or fruits, we need to do some packing, or we should also make sure we will try to increase, especially the sellers, they may do some few things with respect to increase their lifespan. In that case, whatever services are provided for this is exempt under GST. Okay. Next, 58. Services provided by the National Center for Cold Chain Development under the Ministry of Agriculture, Cooperation and Farmers Welfare by way of cold chain knowledge dissemination. Okay, means providing the knowledge to the farmers, like within what temperature the items has to be stored, especially like fruits, vegetables and all, because they will have very limited lifespan or they are perishable, even crops. So in order to train them with respect to in what temperature it has to be stored and all. So if any seminar has been provided or if any training is provided for which the amount is charged, it is exempt under GST, guys. It is exempt under GST. Yes, sir. Sure. We'll move forward. Yes. Next one is the educational services. Yes, sir. Our area. So educational services. Before we learn what is exempt here, first we should know who is considered as educational institution for GST purpose, guys. Okay. So there are three categories: 1, 2, and 3. I will just give the number so that we can address it accordingly. This is 3. Okay. So there are three institutions which are covered as educational institution for GST purpose. Which are those? First one, educational institution providing preschool education and education up to higher secondary school or equivalent. So in simple, you can consider up to your 12th or PUC or plus 2. Okay, from kindergarten, play school up to 12th. Okay, sir. The second one is your degree or university, or degree college or university, guys, where you obtained your degree, UG or PG, both. Educational institution providing education as a part of curriculum for obtaining a recognized qualification, whether it is UG or PG. So we can consider it as your degree college or universities. Okay, sir. Then the last one, educational institution providing education as a part of approved vocational education course. Vocational means professional. Okay. So our ICAI or ICSI will fall under this, guys. Got it? Yes. Now, fine, sir. So the educational institution means only this. What about the private coaching, sir? Many academies are there, or many private centers are there where are provided. Are they covered under the educational institution? No, people. They are not covered. So if you guys are taking any coaching by paying the fees, will the coaching center enjoy the exemption here? No, they are liable to pay GST as it is private tuitions. Oh. So the exemption available in respect of input as well as output services of an educational institution have been tabulated as follows, guys. So educational institution, normally when they give exemption, it is for outward supplies. Okay, but here for educational institution, they are giving exemption for outward as well as inward, both, guys. So first we will see outward. Come to this point. Entry 66. Services provided by an educational institution to its students, faculty, and staff. In short, I call it as SFS, is fully exempt, guys. And whatever they are providing means services provided by an educational institution, they told. Is it only education? No. Obviously, what they provide to students, especially, is educational services. Yes, it is exempt. But what if they provide transportation services to the students, faculty, and staff? Or what if they provide catering services? It is always exempt, guys. So, if an educational institution is providing any services to students, faculty, and staff, including transportation, education, catering, food, all those are exempt. Okay, sir. Next, second one. Yay, yay. By way of conduct of entrance examination against consideration in the form of entrance fee. Guys, this is not for the students because before you take an admission into a school or college, if there is any entrance examination is conducting and if you are taking part in it, you are still not a student. Maybe once you pass the entrance examination, you can enroll yourself as a student, but till then you are not called as a student. You are yet to be a student. Okay, so here that is not covered. Yes, sir. So for conducting any entrance examination for any school or college or universities or even IIT, IIM, if any amount is charged on that, GST is exempt, people. Is that clear? Sir, once the student take an admission, we conduct yearly examination or monthly examination. For that also we are charging examination fee. Is that exempt? Yes, that will fall here because you are already a student. Whereas before you enroll yourself as a student, if you are taking any entrance examination in that college or university or even school, then it is exempt as per EAA, people. Whatever amount you pay for entrance examination is exempt from GST. Okay, fine. So this is with respect to an outward supply by an educational institution. Now let us talk about inward supply. Here you have to be very careful, people. Here you have to be very careful. Okay. See, last one I will cover first. See, this services. If any educational institution means out of these three, if they take these services, no, it is always exempt. So it is covered for all three. What is it? Let me read it. The last one. Just a minute. Yeah, what is it? Services relating to admission or admission to or conduct of an examination by such institution. Guys, see, if an educational institution itself is conducting it, it is covered here. No, sir, educational institution is not conducting the examination. They have outsourced it to an agency. They are expert in doing it. So this agency is providing services to an educational institution. So for educational institution is an input service or inward supply. Is that exempt? Yes. In all the three cases, it is exempt, guys. So you can see for all the three category of educational institution. Okay, sir. Whereas for the second category, there is one more exemption. That is only for second category educational institution. That is for degree college or universities, guys. What is it? Supply of online educational journals or periodicals. So if they are buying any online, once again, yeah, online educational journals or periodicals, for that whatever amount they are paying on that, GST is exempt. Sir, is it exempt for first and third category? No, no. For them it is taxable. Got it? Yes. Now we have three more. We have three more here, which is exempt only for the first category of educational institution, guys. First category of educational institution means this one. Sir, what is it? Please be careful. We are talking about input services. If educational institution itself own the bus or the vehicle, if they are providing the transportation services to the students, it is always exempt here because it is an outward supply. Sir, what if school itself has a canteen? It is run by the school and they are supplying the food items, snacks there to the students. That will fall here. Got it? I told you, any outward supply provided by an educational institution to students, faculty, and staff, any of this educational institution, it is covered here, it is exempt as outward supply. Whereas now we are talking about inward supply. So if educational institution is taking any of these three services, it is exempt only for the first category of educational institution. Whereas for second and third, it is not exempt, which means it is taxable. Okay, which are those three? We will see. Transportation of students, faculty, and staff means school doesn't own the bus. They have given the transportation of students service out. They have outsourced it to a travel agency or something. So now this travel agency is providing services to whom? To the school. Is it exempt for the travel agency who is providing that transportation service to the students, faculty, and staff? If it is for the first category of educational institution, exempt, guys. Yes. Sir. Next, second one. Catering including any midday meals scheme sponsored by central government, state government, or union territory is exempt. Okay. Then third, security or cleaning or housekeeping services performed in such educational institution is exempt. So if these services are provided only within the campus, it is exempt. Sir, what if security, cleaning, or housekeeping services are provided in principal's house, which is outside the premises of the school? It is taxable. Or else, assume a school is conducting an annual day or a sports day in a ground which is outside the campus. So they have taken the ground on a rent. There they are conducting an annual day function or a sports day function. And there some security services are provided or housekeeping, cleaning services are provided. Is it exempt, sir? No, it is taxable because it is outside the institution, guys. Only if security, cleaning, or housekeeping services are provided within the educational institution, it is exempt. That is within the campus, in simple. Got it? Yes. So please be careful. This anyway is exempt for all three, guys. Whereas this is only for second category. Whereas this three is only for first category. And which are this? Outward or inward? Inward supply. So for a supplier who is providing the following services to an educational institution, if it is exempt for them, will they charge and collect the GST from the educational institution? No. For a supplier, if it is exempt, obviously it is exempt for recipient also. So supplier will not charge and collect GST from the recipients, guys. Got it? Yes. Next, 66A. Services of affiliation provided by the central or state educational board or council or any other similar body by whatever name called to a school established, owned, or controlled by the central government, state government, union territory, local authority, governmental authority, or government entity. Guys, simple. If there is any affiliation services provided by state education board or central education board, state or central education board to the government school, it is exempt. To the government school, it is exempt. Sir, what if it is for a private school? It is taxable. It is taxable, people. Okay, sir. Next category of services, healthcare. Entry 46. Services by way of veterinary clinic in relation to healthcare of animals or birds is exempt, guys. Sir, what about human beings? It is covered here, 74. Services by way of healthcare services by a clinical establishment, that is nothing but hospitals or clinics, an authorized medical practitioner or paramedics. Guys, these people are trained to give some first aid treatment. They are not the doctors, they are not past MBBS, but still they are trying to give a first aid treatment. Okay, whenever the patient rushes into the hospitals. Okay, is exempt. Okay, sir. Next, I will also read out this. B. This part I will take care later. Services provided by way of transportation of patient in an ambulance other than those specified in A above. Guys, healthcare will include also the transportation of patient by ambulance. Means if a hospital itself own an ambulance and if they are providing transportation service of a patient, then it will fall here. Sir, no sir, I was in a hurry to admit my parent, assume to an hospital, and the hospital was far away. So by the time the ambulance reaches, it will be late. So we took the ambulance services from some outside agency. In that case, whatever is the transportation of patient through an ambulance, is that exempt? Yes. Even if it is provided by a third person, it is exempt. If it is provided by an hospital itself, it is also exempt because it is covered in healthcare only. Whereas if it is provided by a third person, even in that case, it is exempt as per clause B, guys. Hope you understood. Yes. Now, what is healthcare? I have given a note because anything provided by hospitals will not be considered as healthcare for GST purpose. Yes. Healthcare services means any services by way of diagnosis or treatment or care for illness, injury, deformity, abnormality, or pregnancy in any recognized system of medicines in India, and includes services by way of transportation of patient to and from a clinical establishment. Means if hospital itself is providing the ambulance services, it is a part of healthcare itself, guys. Okay, sir. But it does not include a transplant or cosmetic or plastic surgery. Okay, you guys would have seen some of the cricket players, especially, sir, last season they didn't have hairs, but this season full hair, sir. How come? Because they would have got a transplant. So, is it a part of healthcare? No. For that, whatever amount is charged on that GST is applicable, guys. Okay. So, if it is a hair transplant, cosmetic, or plastic surgery, especially which is done to enhance the beauty, you guys would have seen some stars also. They do lip injury, sorry, not injury, lip surgery, nose surgery, like that. So, to look better, sir, is that services a part of healthcare? No, guys. It is taxable except when undertaken to restore or to reconstruct anatomy or functions of body affected due to a congenital defects, development abnormalities, injury or trauma. Sir, a person was suffering from a disability and to overcome this disability, they have got some surgery, sir. In that case, is it a part of healthcare? Yes. So if you have got surgery to overcome any disabilities or any abnormalities, they are telling it is a part of healthcare. But if you have done it to enhance your beauty and all, it is not a part of healthcare, guys. Okay. Next, as it is apparent from the definition of healthcare services, only services in recognized system of medicine in India are exempt under this entry. What are those? Following systems of medicines are the recognized system of medicines in India, that is allopathy, yoga, naturopathy, ayurveda, homeopathy, siddha, unani, or any other system of medicine that may be recognized by the central government. Got it? Yes. Then rent of rooms provided to inpatient. Inpatient means the patients who are admitted in an hospital. In hospital is exempt subject to the limit and purpose specified. Guys, healthcare will also include the accommodation provided to a patient who are admitted. Okay. So, sir, whatever is charged as room rent, no, is it exempt? Yes, but there is some limit here. What is that? Let me read it, guys. However, so for clause A, we have one condition. However, nothing in this entry shall apply to a services provided by a clinical establishment by way of providing room. Okay, that is accommodation. Having a room charges exceeding 5,000 per day to a person receiving such healthcare services. So if room charges is more than 5,000, it is fully taxable, guys. Sir, what if it is 5,000 or less? Fully exempt. Fully exempt. And you guys know in an hospitals and all, they will have different category of rooms with AC, without AC, with TV, without TV, with extra bed or without extra bed, like that. So if room charges is less than or equal to 5,000, fully exempt. More than 5,000, fully taxable. But 5,000 limit is not applicable in the following cases, guys. Which are those? I have highlighted here in the bracket. Other than intensive care unit, that is ICU, critical care unit, that is CCU, or intensive cardiac care unit, that is ICCU, neonatal intensive care unit, that is NICU. Okay, for them, for whatever I have given here, no, within the bracket, there is no monetary limit. Any amount charged as room rental is fully exempt. Whether it is 5,000 or 50,000 per day, it is fully exempt. Is that clear? For any other room category, they are telling maximum exemption is for 5,000. If it is more than 5,000, fully taxable. Assume it is 6,000. For other than this, full 6,000 would be taxable, guys. Got it? Yes, sir. Okay. Third note. Healthcare services provided by a clinical establishment will include food supplied to a patients. Okay. Sir, whoever is the patients who are admitted in hospital, so doctor will advise them to have the food given by the hospital itself. Yes, sir. In that case, whatever food has been supplied for that also hospital would be charging. Yes. So is it a part of healthcare? Yes, guys. But such food may be prepared by the canteens run by the hospital or may be outsourced by the hospital from outdoor caterers. Doesn't matter. Okay. So food supplied to an inpatient means the patients who are admitted as advised by the doctor or nutritionist is a part of composite supply of healthcare and not separately taxable. And if a single price is charged for healthcare along with food, is it a composite supply? Yes, naturally bundled, especially for the patients who are admitted. And what is the principal supply there? Healthcare. And when principal supply is exempt, your entire supply will be exempt, guys. Because in case of composite supply, whatever is the rate applicable for the principal supply will be applicable for the entire value. If principal supply is exempt, then the entire supply would be exempt. Got it? Yes. Sir, what if the food items has been purchased by the patients who are not admitted? They just came for a blood checkup or any other regular checkup. They had some food in the canteen, or the attendants or the person who came to see the patients had some food in the canteen. Is it liable for GST? Yes, guys. And definitely the hospital will be keeping a separate account for it. And when they are giving to the patients who are admitted, normally it will be supplied to the bed or to a particular room, guys. Whereas for others means you need to go to the canteen and buy it. So anything bought in the canteen will be liable for GST. Whereas anything provided, any food provided to a patient who is admitted is exempt, people. Okay, sure. Yeah. Other supplies of food by the hospital to the patients who are not admitted or other attendants or visitors are taxable. Okay, sure. Just a minute. Yeah, next one. Supply of services other than healthcare services such as renting of shops to any pharma or auditoriums. Assume auditorium is let out in the premises of the clinical establishment or display of advertisement will be subject to GST because all this will not fall under healthcare, guys. Now assume within the premises of an hospital there is a shop which they have let out, maybe for pharma or for any other purpose. Sir, whatever rent they are charging, is it exempt from GST? No, it is taxable. Assume there is an auditorium within the premises of an hospital. Actually, there is a hospital called Nimans in Bangalore, which has an auditorium. When I was a student, there was a conference going on. ICA was conducting a conference in the hall, which is there within the premises of Nimans. And when I was there, my mother called me and she asked, "Where are you?" I told Nimans. Just imagine her reaction. Next 5 minutes, only she spoke. And for those who don't know what Nimans provides, what services they provide, or what healthcare services they provide, you can check it on Google. Yes. So, fine. Next, also advertisement. For example, assume you go walk into any clinic or hospitals. When you are waiting for a doctor, you guys would be seeing some TV there where the advertisement and all will be displayed. And for giving that advertisement, the clinic or the hospital will be charging the amount for that particular brand or company. Yes. So is it exempt? No, it is liable for GST. Okay. Next, services provided by government. Okay. So who is the supplier here, people? Government. There are few services which are provided to government also exempt that we will see later. But here the government is the supplier. Here the government is the supplier, people. Okay, sir. Sure. One by one we will see. Entry number 4. Okay. Let me read both the entries, then I will explain. Services by a government authority. Okay, who is the supplier? Government authority. By way of any activity in relation to any function entrusted to a municipality under Article 243W of the Constitution are exempt. Next, 5. Services by a government authority by way of an activity in relation to any function entrusted to Panchayat under Article 243G of the Constitution. What is covered here is municipality, that is for urban area, whereas Panchayat is for rural area, guys. Both are called as local authorities. Okay. Guys, if you remember, as per section 7, subsection 2, if municipality or panchayat provide any services to the public, whatever they are supposed to do as per the constitution, if they provide that services, it is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services as per section 7.2, means outside GST. GST is not applicable for it. Okay. Now they are telling whatever municipality or panchayat is supposed to do as per constitution, it is done by a government authority to whom? Maybe to the public. Okay. Now who is the actual supplier? Government authority. What are they doing? Whatever municipality or panchayat is supposed to do as per the constitution. Now that such services are provided by whom? Governmental authority. They're telling it is exempt. The services provided by governmental authority is exempt, guys. Is that clear? Yes. And what is governmental authority or government entity and all? The definition is given in GST law. I will just show you 1 second. Yeah, simple. It is when 90% or more control is with the government, we call it as government authority or government entity, guys. It is like a body or an authority where at least 90% of the control is with the government. You can just pause the video and go through it. And business entity also, we will use this term in few exemptions. Business entity means anyone doing the business. Let it be a company, sole proprietorship, partnership, anything, guys, including AOP, POI, anyone doing business. Okay. So you can just pause the video and go through it. Both government authority as well as government entity. Yeah, fine. We'll get back. Next, entry 6. Guys, from entry 6, there is a connection to RCM. So please be very attentive. Services by the central government, state government, union territory, or local authority, excluding the following services. So the supplier is the government. Okay. Excluding the following means the following is not exempt. So then what is exempt? Any other services excluding this. Okay. So excluding, in short, I have given it as TRAPP. What are those? We will see. Let me read it once. Services by the Department of Post and Ministry of Railways, that is Indian Railways. Services in relation to an aircraft or a vessel inside or outside the precincts of a port or an airport. Next, transport of goods or passengers or any service. Okay, this three put together I call in short TRAPP. Sir, what is the full form of TRAPP? Please listen. I already explained when I was covering RCM. I will repeat. T for transportation of goods or passengers. Okay. R for railway, that is Indian Railways. A for airport. P for port, that is within the precincts of airport or port. Precincts means premises, guys. The last one is postal. Indian Postal Department, guys. Okay. So in short, I call them as TRAPP. And please don't use shortcuts in the exam, guys. This is just for you guys to remember. Okay. Then the last one. Any service other than the services covered under A to C, that is other than TRAPP, provided to a business entity. Okay. So if service is provided to a business entity, it is not exempt as per entry 6. But they have added one separate entry for it, entry 7. There it is exempt. Subject to some condition. Okay. So in simple, now, if TRAPP is provided to anyone by government, it is not exempt. And it is always taxable under FCM. It is not covered in RCM also. It is not exempt here also. That means it is taxable under FCM. That means government only has to pay tax under forward charge mechanism. Okay. Whereas here, this services other than TRAPP provided to a business entity, they excluded from entry 6. So that means as per entry 6, it is not exempt. But I have mentioned here, refer to entry 7. Let us refer it. Direct connection to RCM. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority to a business entity with an aggregate turnover of up to such amount in the preceding financial year as makes it eligible for exemption from registration under CGST Act 2017. Okay. So who is the recipient? Who is the supplier, guys? Government, any government. Who is the recipient? Business entity. So is it always exempt? No, no, no. They clearly told, check last year aggregate turnover. If the last year aggregate turnover of a business entity is within the threshold limit for registration, then it is exempt. Sir, what if it is more than the threshold limit for registration? Then it is taxable. Taxable under what? RCM. Business entity has to pay tax under RCM as a recipient, guys. Okay. Explanation. For the purposes of this entry, it is hereby clarified that the provisions of this entry shall not be applicable to the following services. Which are those? The TRAPP. Okay. So entry 7 will not include TRAPP and even RIP. That is renting of immobile property. Guys, if you remember, even in RCM list when we were covering government services, these two were excluded from RCM. But RIP was anyway added in the next entry. RIP was anyway added in the next entry. They told renting of immobile property by a government. And who is the recipient there? Registered person under GST. RCM is applicable. So if tenant is registered under GST, RCM is applicable. Correct? Yes. Okay, fine. Same way. This two they are excluding. Okay, sir. Then note, if the aggregate turnover of the business entity in preceding financial year is more than 20 lakh or 10 lakh or 40 lakh, guys, this is the threshold limit for registration. Sir, for whom how much is applicable when? We will learn it in registration chapter. Okay. Then such business entity has to pay tax under reverse charge mechanism, guys. Is that clear? So if you guys recall, I had explained this when I was covering RCM itself. So let me repeat it once again. Listen, people. If government is providing services to a business entity which is other than TRAPP and RIP, any services other than TRAPP and RIP, check who is the recipient, business entity. Check their aggregate turnover in the last financial year. 2 RMR guys. If their aggregate turnover in the last financial year is within the threshold limit for registration, it is exempt. If it is more than the threshold limit, it is taxable under RCM. Very easy. Got it? Yes. Ah. Next, entry 8. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority to another central government, state government, union territory or local authority, means government to government. It need not be same. For example, can it be from central government to state government? Yes. Can it be state government to central government? Yes. Government to government. Need not be same governments. Okay, sir. Then, however, nothing contained in this entry shall apply to services referred to in item ABC. That is nothing but TRAPP. ABC is nothing but this one, guys. So if TRAPP services are provided by government to anyone, it is always taxable under FCM, guys. Okay, sir. Next, ninth one. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority where the consideration for such services does not exceed 5,000, means 5,000 or less. If it is more than 5,000, taxable. Okay. However, this 5,000 limit is not applicable for TRAPP. So for TRAPP, whether it is less than 5,000 or more than 5,000, it is always taxable under FCM, guys. Yes, sir. Further, in case where the continuous supply of services is provided by government to anyone, then 5,000 is a limit per service or per month or per year. Per year. So if service assume is provided throughout the year, continuous supply of service means when service is provided for more than 3 months. But let us assume the government is providing the services to me throughout the year. So only if the value for a year is less than 5,000, less than or equal to 5,000, it is exempt. Sir, what every month they are charging 4,000? Every month 4,000 means 4,000 into 12. In a year it is 48,000. Fully taxable. Fully taxable, guys. Got it? Yes. And you can see wherever exemption we just now discussed, from entry 6, 7, 8 and 9. Everywhere they excluded TRAPP. So TRAPP is always taxable under FCM, guys, irrespective of the amount. Got it? Yes. So till here, I have made one chart, which is in the next page. You can come to this. I have tried to connect the RCM along with exemption here. So be attentive. Very interesting chart. Services provided by. So who is the supplier, people? Central government, state government, union territory or local authority. Okay. Which is the service you see? First one, TRAPP. That is nothing but A, B, C, what they have used. Okay. Yes. TRAPP. It is always taxable under FCM, irrespective of who is the recipient and what is the amount charged. Always taxable, guys, under FCM. That means government itself has to pay tax. That is GST. Okay. Next, if it is RIP services, that is second category of services. RIP means renting of immobile property. Okay. Check who is the recipient. If recipient is registered, then it is taxable under reverse charge mechanism. Okay. But only if consideration is more than 5,000. Okay, sir. Sir, what if recipient is not registered? Tenant is not registered, sir. Then it is taxable under FCM. But only if consideration is more than 5,000. So that means this 5,000 is applicable, huh? Yes. So you can observe for this 5,000, they have just excluded TRAPP, but they have not excluded RIP. So for RIP also 5,000 limit is there. Yes. If it is less than 5,000, it is exempt here as per entry 9. Okay. Okay, sir. So both these cases, RCM or FCM, it is taxable only if the rent in a year is more than 5,000, not per month, per year. Assume rent is charged per month only, but take an aggregate. In a year, if it is more than 5,000, fully taxable, people. Yes, sir. Next, other services. Other services means other than TRAPP and RIP. Check who is the recipient. If it is business entity, then also check that what is their aggregate turnover in the last financial year. If the aggregate turnover in the last financial year is more than the threshold limit applicable for registration, then by this year they would have been registered, no? Yes, sir. Because as per section 25, once a person is liable for registration, they have to apply for registration within 30 days. Okay. So if their turnover has crossed the threshold limit last year, obviously by this year they would have been registered, guys. Okay. So in that case, it is taxable under RCM, but only if consideration is more than 5,000. Okay. Sir, what if business entities aggregate turnover is in the last financial year is within the threshold limit? Is within the threshold limit means it is exempt, people. Is exempt. But listen here. One special case can be there where, sir, last year their aggregate turnover is within the threshold limit. But in the current year, before they receive this service, their aggregate turnover has crossed the threshold limit and they have taken registration. They have taken registration. Now, is it taxable or is it exempt? It is exempt, people. It is exempt. Even though they are registered in the current year, but their last year aggregate turnover was within the threshold limit? Yes. So in that case, in the current year, will they enjoy the exemption? Yes. But in the next year, they will fall under this category. Is that clear? So in the current year, if the aggregate turnover has crossed the threshold limit and if they have obtained the registration before taking these services, if they are registered in the current year, still it is exempt, people. Because what they have referred to is not the current year aggregate turnover, it is last year aggregate turnover. Hope you got it. Yes, sir. And if recipient is any other person, including government, it is exempt always. It is always exempt, people, including government to government. Oh, fine. So we are done till 9. We will continue from 9C. Hello, seeing? Please look here. Yes. Supply of service by a government entity. What is government entity? We already seen. To central government, state government, union territory or local authority, or a person specified by central government, state government, union territory or local authority against a consideration received from central government, state government, union territory or local authority in the form of grants. That's simple. A government entity is giving services to government, any government, for which government is giving grant. It is exempt. It is exempt. Okay. Next, government entity. Okay, government entity is giving services to a third person for which government is giving grant to government entity. I repeat, government entity is giving services to a third person who has been specified by whom? Government. So government has told a government entity give services to so and so person for which government is giving grant to government entity. Even this is exempt, guys. Even this is exempt. Oh, next, 9D. Services by an old age home run by central or state government or an entity registered under section 12AA of Income Tax Act, that is charitable or religious, to its residents aged 60 or more in any area. Here there is no restriction, rural, urban, nothing like that, any area. Against a consideration of up to 25,000 per month per member, which includes food, accommodation, lodging, boarding, maintenance, everything, guys. So if it is up to 25,000, that is 25,000 or less per month per member, it is exempt. Sir, what if it is 30,000? Fully taxable. Fully taxable, people. Next, 9E. Services by Ministry of Railways, that is Indian Railways, to individuals. So who is the recipient? Individuals, by way of sale of platform tickets. So this is a person who is not traveling, but maybe they are going to drop a person who is traveling. So assume you want your parents are traveling somewhere through Indian Railways, so you are going and dropping them. So you are also helping them to get the respective seat or the coach. So you are going inside the premises of Indian Railways. So you need to buy a platform ticket, right? Yes. For that, they charge some nominal amount, which is exempt from GST. Okay. Next, facility of renting rooms or waiting rooms, clock room services. The last one, battery operated car services, which you call it as buggy van, which provided transportation service only within the premises of Indian Railways. Correct, pick and drop. So even for that, they charge some amount, which is exempt from GST. Okay. Next, 9F. Services provided by one zone division under the Ministry of Railways, Indian Railways, to another zone or division under the Ministry of Railways, Indian Railways. That is within the Indian Railways, guys, from one zone to another zone or from one division to another division. If they are providing any services, it is exempt from GST. Okay. Next, 24C. Services by the Department of Post by way of postcard, inland letter, post, book post, and ordinary post envelopes weighing less than 10 grams is exempt. Sir, what if it is like speed post and all? It is taxable, guys. So please be careful. The actually postal is part of TRAPP also, but few services provided by postal is exempt, guys, which we just now covered. 24C. If it is any other services provided by postal department, it is taxable under FCM. Okay. Next, 34A. Services supplied by central government, state government, union territory to their undertakings, that is government undertakings or public sector undertakings, by way of guaranteeing the loans taken by such undertaking or PSUs from the banking companies or financial institution. Assume guys, there is a PSU or government undertaking which is borrowing loan from bank, for which guarantee is given by central government. Guarantee is given by central government, for which PSU is paying them some commission. On this commission, GST is exempt. Commission paid by government undertaking or public sector undertaking to a government for providing guarantee to the bank for the loan borrowed by whom, the PSU or the government undertaking, is exempt. So whatever commission is paid to the government is exempt. Okay, sir. Next. 47. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory by way of what? Registration required under any law for the time being in force. For example, sir, I want to set up a company. I want to obtain a registration. So we need to obtain the registration from MCA. MCA, yes, sir, for which some nominal amount has to be paid. On that, is GST levied? No, it is exempt. Not only under Companies Act, under any act, if you are supposed to take registration and if you are paying any nominal amount as government fee or registration fee, on that GST is exempt, guys. Okay. Next, testing, calibration, safety check or certification relating to protection or safety of workers, consumers or public at large, including fire license required under any law for the time being in force. So whenever I am supposed to set up any industry or even assume a hotel, I'm supposed to obtain various licenses. And to obtain that license, whatever amount I have paid, sir, on that is GST exempt? Yes, guys, GST is exempt. Or else assume I want to set up a factory where I need to obtain the fire license. Okay, that, sorry, not fire license, sir, safety license, telling that the workers are safer here to work or the machinery is safer to operate. So assume I am obtaining that license. For that, I have paid some nominal fee as government fee. Is it exempt from GST? Yes. Next one. 61. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority by way of issuance of passport, visa, driving license, birth certificate and death certificate. All these are issued by governments, guys, for which they charge you some amount. On that, GST is exempt. Okay. Anything you do, if a person is born, we have to intimate to the government. If a person is gone forever, we need to intimate to the government and obtain a certificate for it. Or if I want to go outside India, obtain respective passport or visa. Yes, sir. 61A. Services by way of granting national permit to a goods carriage to operate throughout India or contiguous states, means neighboring states. Okay. Guys, you know yellow board? Yes. So if you want to obtain a yellow board for your vehicle, you need to pay some extra amount. On that, is GST applicable? No, it is exempt. Next, 62. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority by way of tolerating non-performance of any contract for which consideration is in the form of fines or liquidated damages. On this, GST is exempt. Who is charging it? Either central government, state government, union territory or local authority. Got it? Yes. So on liquidated damages or on the fines paid to the government for non-performance of a contract, GST is exempt. Okay, sir. Next, 63. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory or local authority by way of assignment of right to use natural resources to an individual farmer for cultivation of plant and rearing of all life forms of animals except horses for food, fiber, fuel, raw material or other similar products, guys. So for example, assume for a farmer, right to use water, natural resources, let us consider water. A right to use water is given to an individual farmer for which some government fees or nominal amount is charged. On that, GST is exempt, guys. Okay. Next, 65. Services provided by central government, state government, union territory by way of deputing officers after the office hours or on holidays for inspection or container stuffing or such other duties in relation to import-export cargo on payment of merchant overtime charges. Okay, guys, these deputing officers are nothing but the employees of the customs authority or customs department for which they are paying salary. Salary anyway is a part of Schedule 3, not covered under GST. But assume after the office hours, they have been appointed to take care of some import-export procedures whenever the goods are loaded, unloaded into Indian port. they are taking care of. And for that, they have been paid an extra amount called, other than their salary, in addition to their salary, they have been paid what? Merchant overtime charges, on which GST is exempt. On which GST is exempt, guys. Okay, sir. Next. And sir, what if they are not paid any extra amount? They told, for government told, hey, anyway, we are paying salary for you. Go and work little extra during peak time. Whatever salary, part of employer-employee relationship or employment services is a part of Schedule 3. It is not liable for GST, guys. Okay. Next, 74A. Services provided by rehabilitation professionals recognized under the Rehabilitation Council of an Indian Act 1992 by way of rehabilitation, therapy or counseling and such other activity as covered by the said Act at a medical establishment, educational institution, rehabilitation centers established by central government, state government or union territory or an entity registered under section 12AA or 12AB of the Income Tax Act 1961. Guys, simple. Now assume a person has been addicted to any of the bad habits. Okay, what is it? I need not tell. You will know it better. Yes. Now he wants to come out of it, or his family members want him to come out of it. So he have been appointed. He have been admitted to any rehabilitation centers where the rehabilitation professional is providing some training for them to come out of that addiction. And for that, whatever amount they are charging, no, is exempt under GST. If you guys have watched Sanju movie where Sanjay Dutt has acted, it is a biopic of whom? Okay, sorry, it is a biopic of Sanjay Dutt which has been acted. Who has acted? Ranbir Kapoor. Yes, sir. So in that case also, in that movie, Ranbir Kapoor will be admitted in a rehabilitation center. Okay, to come out of his addiction. So whatever amount that rehabilitation center or the professionals are charging for their services is exempt under GST, guys. Yes, sir. Okay, this chart we already covered. Next, construction services. Entry 10. Entry 10. Services provided by way of pure labor contract. Okay, only labor charges. Only labor charges are exempt here. Okay. Of construction, erection, commissioning, installation, completion, fitting out, repair, maintenance, renovation or alteration of civil structure or any other original works pertaining to the beneficiary-led individual house construction or enhancement under which scheme? Housing for all, urban mission or Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana. Guys, this is a government scheme under which the government want to eliminate a hut in India. Huts in India means they want to provide housing for all those people who are staying in slums. Okay. Now this is a government yojana or scheme under which the government will construct the houses and distribute it to the people, whoever doesn't own their houses or who doesn't have their houses. Okay. Now, will government itself construct the houses? May not be. Assume they are outsourcing the work of construction to a builder, and that builder is providing pure labor contract with respect to construction of these houses, which will be later distributed by the government to the people. So, whatever services the builder is providing with respect to pure labor contract for which he will charge the amount is exempt from GST, guys. Next, 10A. Services supplied by electricity distribution utilities by way of construction, erection, commissioning, or installation of infrastructure for extending electricity distribution network up to the tube well of the farmer, not for anyone, only for farmer or for agriculturist, for agricultural use is exempt, guys, for distribution of electricity. Okay. Next, last one, 11. Services by way of pure labor contract, again, pure labor of construction, erection, commissioning, or installation of original works pertaining to a single residential unit, otherwise than as a part of residential complex. Okay. Now assume I want to construct a house. I have appointed a contractor to construct a house to me. So he is providing a pure labor contract with respect to the construction of my house. And he is charging me, assume, for that 20 lakh rupees. Is it exempt under GST? Yes, entire 20 lakh is exempt. Is that clear? And they have told single residential unit. They didn't clearly specify whether it includes only one floor or multiple floors and all. Even if it is multiple floors, still it is considered as single residential unit and it is exempt as. Okay. Sir, what if it is a residential complex, sir? Like apartment, flats, or even if it is a commercial properties and all, it is taxable. Yes. It is taxable. Okay, only single residential unit they are telling it is exempt. Okay. Next, transportation. Passenger as well as both goods are covered. But first, let us learn passenger. Passenger transportation services, entry 15. So be attentive, guys. Your if and buts are there. Okay. Transportation of passengers, if and but means condition. Okay. Transport of passengers with or without accompanied belongings, that is with or without luggage, by. Okay. Air in economic class. That means if it is a business class, taxable. Or any class other than economic class, taxable. Okay. Air in economic class embarking from or terminating, either starting point or ending point, is in an airport located in the state of Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Sikkim, Tripura. Any airport in these states, guys. Either your starting point or destination point is in any airport of these states. If it is economic class, on the airfare, GST is exempt. Okay. And the last one, Bagdogra located in West Bengal. Not the entire West Bengal, only the Bagdogra airport located in West Bengal. Guys, please be careful. It is one of the place in West Bengal. They didn't tell any place in West Bengal. No, no, no. For example, assume I am traveling in an economic class from Bangalore to Kolkata airport. Is it exempt? No, no. Because Kolkata is not covered here. Kolkata is a part of West Bengal, but not covered here. Is that clear? Whereas for other states, they didn't mention any particular place. That means any airport of these states, if it is embarking point, that is starting point, or terminating point, any one is in that state, it is exempt class. For example, assume I am going from Bangalore to Assam in an economic class. On airfare, GST is exempt. Sir, what if I am coming from Manipur to assume Hyderabad? Even in that case, on airfare, GST is exempt. Got it? Yes. And please be careful, class they have clearly mentioned. Yes. And guys, in questions, sometimes they are confusing you. Assume I am booking a air ticket from Bangalore to Manipur in an economic class. On airfare, GST is exempt. But I myself is not booking. Assume I am booking it through an agent. And agent is charging me 1000 rupees commission. On that also GST is exempt? No, on that GST is applicable. They told only on airfare it is exempt here. Doesn't mean that on commission also, which is charged by the dealer to book the air ticket for me, is that also exempt? No. On commission, GST would be applicable. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Next, let us continue. Next, non-air conditioned, that is non-AC, contract carriage. Okay. Contract carriage means I have wired the entire vehicle, guys. Now it will go as per my direction. I will tell where it should go. Got it? Yes. So, for example, assume I have hired a bus for my sister's marriage, which will happen in Mysore. So, it will go as per my wish. It will start and travel as per my wish. Or that is how I will guide it as per my directions. Guys. Okay. Other than radio taxi, which is taxable, for transportation of passenger, excluding tourism, conducted tour, charter, or hire. If it is for this purposes, it is taxable, guys. Okay. Contract carriage means I have hired a vehicle itself altogether. Okay. Yes. So sometimes whenever you guys are going for any family tour or any temple visits also, you guys, your parents would have hired a vehicle, no? Yes, like that. Contract carriage. Okay. Yes. Next. Stage carriage other than air conditioned stage carriage. In simple, non-AC stage carriage. Stage carriage is nothing but public transport. Can I decide where it will go? No. It has already pre-decided destination. If I want to go there, I need to embark that particular vehicle, guys. Got it? Yes. So, for example, there is a bus going where they have put a board, Chennai. If I want to go to Chennai or any other midpoint in between Bangalore and Chennai, I have to get into that bus. If not, I cannot tell, hey, once I get into the bus, I cannot tell, hey, drive it to Hyderabad, drive it to Kochi. No, I cannot tell that. Clear? So it is similar to stage carriage is nothing but the public transport, guys. Okay. However, the last line, last paragraph. However, nothing contained in items B and C, that is B and C above, shall apply to a services supplied through an electronic commerce operator and notified under section 9(5) of CGST Act, and tax on such services shall be paid by whom? E-commerce operator. So if this services are booked through e-commerce operator, where e-commerce operator is supposed to pay tax as per section 9(5), then it is not exempt tax. Then it is not exempt. Means when it is exempt here means when I myself is booking it. Okay, yes, without using e-commerce operator. Without using e-commerce operator, guys. Got it? Maybe the direct booking like that. Or else directly I went and I got the bus. I embarked it. Or else I went to a travels, I hired a bus directly. Those things are covered here. Okay, sir. Next, entry 16. Services provided by central government by way of transport of passenger with or without accompanied belongings by air, embarking from or terminating at regional connectivity scheme, that is RCS, airport against a consideration in the form of viability gap funding. Sir, what is this viability gap funding? Guys, let us take any small state. Let us assume Meghalaya. Now, Meghalaya wants to build an infrastructure, that is airport. They want to build and they don't have sufficient funds. Assume totally they require 50 crore, but they don't have so much money. They have only 30 crore. Now, under RCS, that is Regional Connectivity Scheme, government is telling we will fill the gap. Whatever gap you have now, 20 crore, we will provide it. We will provide it. So central government will help because the small states might not have so much funds in order to develop the air infrastructure. Okay, yes. So in order to improve the air connectivity, the government might support the small states. Okay, so whatever gap of 20 crore was there, it was filled by the central government. Now in return, if central government is booking any air ticket from or to that state, in my example it was Meghalaya, right? Yes. So if central government is booking any air ticket, assume for their employees or ministers, MLA, PM, CM, whoever it is, if they are booking any air ticket from or to Meghalaya, on that airfare GST is exempt. GST is exempt. But is it forever? No, no, no. Only for 3 years. 3 years from the date of commencement of operations of the RCS airport, guys. Is that clear? So central government will enjoy exemption only for 3 years. After that, GST will be applicable on airfare. Then entry 17. Service of transportation of passenger with or without accompanied belongings by railways in a class other than first class and AC. So if it is a first class or AC, it is taxable. Any other class exempt. Okay. Metro, monorail or tramway. Tramway means which will, sorry, see, monorail or tramway means it will travel in a single track. Single track. Yes, sir. Next, inland waterways, which will go within water or inside the water. Last one, public transport other than predominantly for tourism purpose in a vessel between places located in India. For example, I am going in a ship or cruise from Chennai port to Lakshadweep. Is that exempt from GST? No. Whatever amount they are charging, it is taxable, guys. Okay. Then metered cab or auto rickshaws, including e-rickshaws, are exempt. But if this is booked through e-commerce operator, then e-commerce operator has to pay tax as per section 9(5), guys. In that case, it will not be exempt. Then when is it exempt, sir? For example, assume auto. I was going on the road. I called, hey, auto. And I get into the auto. I booked myself. In that case, whatever the auto person is charging you is exempt from GST. But you sitting at your place, you are booking the auto through Ola or Uber. In such case, the Ola or Uber is liable to pay GST, hence it is not exempt. Got it? Yes. Done with passenger. Now goods. Goods transportation services. Entry 18. Services by way of transportation of goods by road, except the services of, means the following two is taxable. Goods transportation agency or courier agency. Guys, for courier agency, it is always taxable. Whereas for goods transportation agency, they are excluding from entry 18, whereas they have a separate entry for it. You can see here, I have given. Okay, so goods transportation agency, whatever transportation services they are providing is excluded from entry 18, but there is a separate entry for them. Okay, whereas for courier agency, it is taxable because it is excluded in entry 18 and nowhere it is included in any other entry. Okay. Then by inland waterways, that is underwater, it is exempt. Whether it is passenger transportation or goods transportation by inland waterways, it is exempt, guys. Okay. Then there is an explanation, which is an amendment, guys. So be attentive. Nothing contained in this entry shall apply to. So it is a new amendment. Applied to what? For whom? Local delivery services provided by electronic commerce operator. Okay. Or local delivery services provided through an electronic commerce operator. Okay. Means entry 18 will not cover For the local delivery services provided by e-commerce operator itself, means they only own the vehicle, they themselves is providing, or else the local delivery services is provided by supplier through e-commerce operator. Through e-commerce operator, guys. So both of them will not enjoy the exemption given in entry 18. And hope you guys remember this. This is a new addition in section 9.5, guys. If there is any local delivery services provided by or through e-commerce operator has to pay GST as per section 9.5. Is that clear? Yes. I will just try to explain it. Just a minute. Listen. Yeah. We have seen this already under section 9.5, which is a new addition. If a recipient is booking any delivery services through porter, the actual supplier, who is a like third person, please be careful. This e-commerce operator is not the actual supplier in this case. So the actual supplier who owns the vehicle will come and provide the delivery service. So in that case, we need to check whether they are registered. If supplier is registered, they will pay tax under FCM. If not, the e-commerce operator has to pay tax as per section 9.5. Correct? Yes, we already learned it. Yes. Now what they are telling is entry 18 is not applicable for the local delivery services provided by e-commerce operator. Assume the porter itself owns this vehicle and they themselves are providing local delivery services. So in that case, they themselves are the supplier. Yes. Are they covered in entry 18? No, they are not covered. Next, let us assume actually the vehicles are not owned by porter. In reality, vehicles are owned by suppliers. They would have attached their vehicle with porter gas. Okay, coming to that. Assume the local delivery services is provided by a supplier through porter to whom? To the recipient. Even this is outside entry 18. So entry 18 exemption is not applicable in both the cases, guys. Is that clear? Yes. Sure. We'll continue. Entry 20. Services by way of transportation by rail or vessel from one place in India to another of the means within India of the following goods. So only if the following goods are transported by rail or vessel, or even if it is transported by goods transportation agency as per entry 21, it is exempt gas. Okay. So here as per entry 20, rail or vessel is covered within India, whereas in 21 by goods transportation agency. But the items covered or the goods covered are same. Which are those? Relief materials meant for victims of natural or man-made disasters, calamities, accidents, or mishap. Assume there was a flood in Wayanad. So throughout the country, people came forward to contribute some items for the people who are affected through these floods. So if the goods are going to that Wayanad place by way of rail, vessel, or even goods transportation agency, whatever amount they are charging as transportation charges on that GST is exempt. Okay. Defense or military equipments, newspaper or magazines registered with the register of newspapers, agricultural produce, milk, salt and food grain including flours, pulses and rice, and the last one, organic manure, which we call in Kannada we call it as gobra, which we use to improve the soil fertility, guys. Okay. So same items are listed even under entry 21, guys. But the mode of transportation would be goods transportation agency, GTA. Got it? Yes. And for GTA, I have given a separate list here. So 21 is the same items as. Got it? Yes. So if the following items are transported either by rail or vessel or goods transportation agency, it is exempt, people. On freight charges, GST is exempt. Okay. 21A, 21B connected to RCM. Connected to RCM. The first entry under RCM. What is it, sir? Services provided by a GTA to an unregistered person, including unregistered casual taxable person, other than the recipients who are covered under RCM. Okay. Means, guys, in the RCM list, last column we learned factory registered under Factory Act, society registered, yes, body corporate, all those things. Yes, one of the person covered there, a person registered under GST. Yes. So all those put together, I gave them one name. What is it? Specified recipients. So if recipient is a specified recipients, even if they are not registered under GST, for example, body corporate not registered under GST, are they still covered? Yes. Or else a partnership firm not covered, not registered under GST, are they still covered? Yes, they are a part of specified recipients. Okay. So if recipient is a specified recipients, then first option is taxable under FCM. If not FCM, then recipient who is a specified recipient has to pay GST under reverse charge mechanism. Got it? Yes. And what is exemption is talking about is if recipient is not a specified recipient, then it is always exempt. Then it is always exempt, guys. So just a minute. I will go back to that chart. One chart was there, no? I will just go back to that. I will show you. Yes. Yeah. You can see all these people put together. We call them as specified recipients. And after that, I had given a chart. Yes, sir. So only if the recipient is a specified recipient, the supply would be taxable either under forward charge, first choice. If not, then reverse charge. Then I had also given a note telling if recipient is not a specified recipient, then it is exempt. Got it? Yes, sir. Okay. Then next, here one more point was there. That is, for recipient, one of the person is a person registered under GST, but other than TDS deductor. Because for TDS deductor, exemption is given. That is what we are learning now. Yes, let us go back to exemption. Yes, people. So this exemption is available only if the recipient is a unspecified recipients. If it is a specified recipient, it is taxable either under FCM or RCM, guys. Okay, sure. Next, 21B. Services provided by GTA by way of transport of goods in a goods carriage to means the following people are the recipients. Who are those? A department or establishment of central government or a state government or union territory or a local authority or a government agencies. Okay. And they are registered under GST only to deduct TDS under section 51. And they are not providing any outward supplies, guys. In that case, I had mentioned even in RCM in bracket, yes. So in that case, even though the recipient is registered under GST, still it is exempt as per entry 21B, guys. No RCM, no FCM, it is exempt. Okay. Then goods transport agency has been defined and it has been amended, guys. So please be careful with this. Goods transport agency means any person who provides service in relation to transport of goods by road. Okay. And issues a consignment note by whatever name called. Consignment note is nothing like an acknowledgement. Once I hand over my goods to the goods transportation agency, they will give an acknowledgement telling, yes, we have received so many kgs or so much quantity of goods and we will be delivering it to the following address. They would be giving me a consignment note. Okay. But it will not include, so GTA will not include whom? An electronic commerce operator by whom the services of local delivery are provided, that is by themselves. Okay. Or else an electronic commerce operator through whom the services of local delivery are provided. Means supplier is different, e-commerce operator is different. So supplier is providing local delivery services through e-commerce operator. To whom? To the recipient. That is covered in the second point. Whereas first point, e-commerce operator himself is providing the delivery services to the recipient. Means maybe they only own the vehicles. Got it, people? Yes. And the goods transportation agency or goods transport agency or GTA in simple will not include the following two people. Same way in entry 18 also they excluded, no, telling entry 18 exemption is not applicable for the following two. Same way now they are telling GTA will not include the following two. Got it? Yes, so okay. Next, banking and financial services, guys. Services by way of, very important. Entry 27A, very important. Extending deposits, loans, or advances in so far as the consideration is represented by way of interest or discount is exempt. Okay, sir. For example, a bank is giving a loan of 10 lakh and in return they are collecting 11 lakh. That is 1 lakh interest. So 10 lakh anyway is not an income for them because whatever they gave, they got it back. It is a principal repayment. Whereas 1 lakh, whatever interest they are charging on that, is GST applicable? No, guys, it is exempt. On interest, GST is exempt. Sir, interest, okay, what is this discount? Guys, that is with respect to bill discounting and all. Assume I have a bill whose face value is 1 lakh and I need to wait for 2 months to encash this or to honor this bill. So I cannot wait for 2 months. So I went to a bank and I discounted the bill. They paid me 90,000 today only. So what is the discount amount? 10,000. So bank will wait for 2 months and they will honor the bill. And when the bill is honored, they will receive entire 1 lakh. So by doing this transaction, bank earned an amount of 10,000, which is nothing but discount. On that, GST is exempt, guys. On that GST is exempt. But interest which is charged on credit card services. So if you have overdrawn the money and if you are not paid it within the time, then whatever interest is charged for it, it is liable for GST. So for whatever interest is charged on credit card, it is chargeable for GST, guys. Okay. I have given a note here. Note 1 and 2. Let us read it. Service charges, fees, documentation fees, broking charges, administrative charges, entry charges, or such like fees or charges collected are not exempt from GST, guys, because only interest or discount is exempt. Now, for I am applying for a loan, they have charged loan application fees or any other bank charges, debit card charges, credit card charges, or annual maintenance. Sir, is that exempt from GST? No, it is taxable. Next, interest charged on outstanding credit card balances has been specifically excluded from entry 27. That means it is taxable. That means it is taxable. And especially this one, very important, guys. It is an exempt service. In short, I call it as financial service. As per explanation 1 and 2 to section 10, which talks about composition scheme. So let me just try to connect it because this has some connection to that. As per explanation 1 to section 10, while calculating the aggregate turnover of the last financial year to check the eligibility for composition scheme, this particular services, even though it is exempt, we need to exclude it. The financial services has to be excluded. Same way as per explanation 2 to section 10, while calculating the turnover in the current year to pay GST under composition scheme, we need to exclude this financial service. Okay, sir. Then one more thing. In registration chapter, for the exclusive supplier of goods within the state, the higher threshold limit of 40 lakh is applicable. That is only for those who are supplying goods. But if a person is supplying goods along with this financial service, then still he will be considered as exclusive supplier of goods and he will be eligible for 40 lakh limit. Only this one service they are ignoring. If the supplier is supplying goods along with financial service, we will ignore the service part and we will consider that he is the exclusive supplier of goods. And this is a topic covered in registration chapter. Got it? Yes, sir. Fine. Next, B. Interstate sale or purchase of foreign currency amongst banks or authorized dealers of foreign exchange or amongst banks and such dealer means between banks or authorized dealers or between bank and authorized dealers if there is any exchange of currency for which they may charge commission for the other person, it is exempt, guys. On commission, GST is exempt. But what if I go and avail this service or any person from public go and avail this service? Assume I wanted to convert Indian rupees into US dollars. I went and availed the services of bank or authorized dealer. They charged me a commission of 10,000. On 10,000 GST is applicable. On 10,000 GST is applicable. Got it? Yes. So only if the currency exchange services is provided between banks or authorized dealers among themselves, it is exempt. Okay. 27A. Services provided by a banking company to basic saving bank deposit account holders under Pradhan Mantri Jandan Yojana. It is a central government scheme where they want every citizen to open a bank account, guys. Clear? And in that case, if there is any account opening fees charged, which is a nominal amount, on that GST is exempt. Oh, yes. And please be careful, it is not any account, only the basic saving bank deposit account as per this Yojana. Okay, yes. Next, 34. Services by an acquiring bank to any person in relation to settlement of an amount up to 2,000 in a single transaction transacted through credit card, debit card, charge card or other payment card service. Okay. So example is Syndicate Bank got merged with Canara Bank. Assume I was holding a bank account or I was having an account with Syndicate Bank. Now they asked me, you have to move to Canara Bank, but I didn't wish for. So I don't want to continue with Canara Bank, so I want to opt out. And to settle whatever is there with respect to my account, they are paying up to 2,000 or less than 2,000. 2,000 or less. In that case, no GST on it. Sir, what if the settlement amount is more than 2,000? On the entire amount, GST will be applicable. Clear? This is only when I don't want to continue my account with Canara. I was very loyal to Syndicate. Now Syndicate got merged with Canara. I don't want to continue there. So I want to close my account. For that, they are making a settlement. If the amount is up to 2,000, it is exempt, guys. Okay. 39A. Last entry here. Services by an intermediary. Okay. Of financial services located in multi-services SEZ with International Financial Service Center IFSC status to a customer located outside India for an international financial services in currencies other than Indian rupees, in simple foreign currencies. Okay, guys, listen here. Assume I am an intermediary of a financial services or financial entity which is located in IFSC, which is a gift city located in Gujarat. Okay. So I am an intermediary or a middleman for an entity who is providing financial services from where? From IFSC. And where is their customer? Outside India. Okay. And whatever the customer is paying is in foreign currency. In that case, whatever services I am providing as intermediary, for which I may earn some commission, is exempt from GST, guys. Is exempt from GST. I repeat, I am an intermediary who is providing financial services to the client of a financial entity. Where is financial entity located? It is located in IFSC. So they are providing financial services, but on behalf of them as an intermediary, I am providing to their customer. Where is the customer? Outside India. And that customer is paying the consideration in what form? Foreign currency. In that case, whatever I will earn for my services is exempt from GST, guys. Okay. Next, life insurance business services. Number of services are covered here. Entry 28. Services of life insurance business provided by way of annuity under the National Pension System regulated by the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority of India under the Pension Fund Regulatory and Development Authority Act 2013. Guys, under the scheme, once a person retires, the fund would be paying a pension that is a fixed amount till his death. Till his death. Okay, sir. So such services is exempt? Huh? Yes, such services provided by insurance company is exempt from GST. Yes, so the person would have taken a policy with the insurance company. Once he retire, he will be getting a regular annuity or pension. Okay. He will not receive the lump sum amount. He will be getting it in the form of pension, guys, regularly. Okay. Next, services of life insurance, guys. All these are like central government. So who has actually taken this policies is central government, but in the name of the people who are working in Indian Army, including Navy or Coastal Guard, like that. Okay. Or Air Force. Let me read it. Services of life insurance business provided or agreed to be provided by the Army or Naval or Air Force Group Insurance Funds to the members of Army, Navy or Air Force respectively under the group insurance schemes of central government. So normally this scheme will be taken by whom? Central government, because all these people are the employees of central government. So if central government has taken a group insurance plan in the name of these people, then whatever premium is paid on that life insurance policy on that GST is exempt. Okay, next 29A. Services of life insurance provided or agreed to be provided by the Naval Group Insurance Fund to the person of Coastal Guard who is safeguarding the coastal areas under the group insurance schemes of central government is also exempt, similar to the above. Then 29B. Services of life insurance provided or agreed to be provided by the Central Armed Police Force. Central Armed Police Force, guys. So whatever police are there locally, they are actually managed by central state governments. Whereas here we are talking about Central Armed Police Forces like BSF, CRPF, like that. Under the Ministry of Home Affairs, which comes under central government, group insurance funds to their members under the group insurance schemes of concerned Central Armed Police Force. Guys, in simple, all this comes under central government. So if central government has taken the group life insurance policy in the name of the respective people, okay, yes, that is here also Coastal Guard. Whatever premium has been paid by central government for the insurance company on that GST is exempt. Okay, sir, fine. Next, 36. Services of life insurance business provided under the following schemes. Okay, only under the following schemes it is exempt, no matter who took it. Whoever is taking it, they enjoy the exemption on the premium amount. Janshri Bima Yojana, Aam Aadmi Bima Yojana, life micro insurance product as approved by the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority having a maximum amount of cover of rupees 2 lakh. Only if the policy amount is up to 2 lakh, exemption is there. So what if it is more than 2 lakh for this policy? It is taxable. Yes. Next. Next one. Varishta Pension Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Jandan Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Vaya Vandan Yojana. Okay. And whoever is offering this scheme, not only LIC, guys, because people believe that insurance company means only LIC. No, no, no. There are number of insurance company like ICICI, SBI, LIC, HDFC. Number of insurance companies are there. Okay. I just named a few. Still, there are many. Okay. So anyone offering this, any of the schemes given here, whatever premium they are charging for this life insurance schemes, GST is exempt on it. Okay. 36 C, D, and E is a new entry, guys. New entry. So please be attentive now. Services of life insurance business provided by an insurer to the insured. Insurer means insurance company. Insured means in whose name the policy is taken. Okay. Where the insured is not a group. If it is a group insurance, it is taxable itself. Okay. But it can be a family group. It can be a family group, but not the other group. What I will explain. Don't worry. Yes. So this is life insurance. Same way health insurance also is there. I have taken here only. Actually, the heading is life insurance. Please don't get confused. But I have added one health here because they both are connected. Both are new. Okay. Services of health insurance business provided by an insurer to the insured, where the insured is not a group. Okay. It should not be a group insurance, but it can be a family group. It cannot be an other group. Okay. Fine. Then 36E is telling if life insurance policy or health insurance policy is taken, assume in the name of an individual or my family members, whatever premium we are paying for an insurance company, it is exempt under GST. It was an offer given by the Prime Minister for the people of the country on Diwali, guys. Last year, Diwali. Yes. Okay, sir. So, what if these policies are reinsured? For example, I have taken the life insurance policy in my name for 10 crore. Insurance company thought, oh, huge risk is there. What if anything happens to Vikas? Then we will end up paying 10 crore. So, they reinsured this policy with another insurance company. So, whatever services the insurance company is offering me, as well as they have reinsured, So, the third insurance company will offer. Okay, let me give an example. Simple. Assume Vikas took an insurance policy with ICICI for 10 crore. ICICI thought it is huge risk, so they reinsured with SBI. So ICICI is providing the insurance services to Vikas. Is it exempt? Yes. They are in turn receiving the insurance services from SBI. Is that also exempt? Yes, guys. Even reinsurance services with respect to whatever is covered in entry 36C or D, both life as well as health is exempt. Okay, sir. Fine. So here they are told it should not be for a group. So there is an explanation provided for that. What is it? For the removal of doubts, it is hereby clarified that for entry 36C and 36D, this exemption shall apply to a contract of insurance where the insured is an individual or an individual and a family of the said individual. Means there can be a group, but only family group. Okay, fine. And for the purpose of clause A, family shall include all individual insured as a family as per the contract. So in GST, they have not defined who is covered under family. They have told whoever is mentioned as family in the contract of insurance, we will consider them. Okay, for example, listen people. Assume I have taken a life insurance policy or health insurance policy in the name of me, my spouse, children's, or even parents. Whatever premium I am paying for that is exempt from GST. Even though it is a group, as it is a family group, it is completely exempt. Now assume TCS or Infosys or any other private employer took insurance, that is life insurance or health insurance, in the name of all their employees as group insurance. Whatever premium they are paying, is it exempt? No, because it is a group insurance and it is not family group. Sir, employer and employee family? No, no. Got it? Yes, but there is one more twist. Few things were already covered here in 29, 29A and 29B. That is, if group insurance plans are taken by the central government for the people who are working in Indian Army, Navy, Air Force, or Coastal Guard and all, will that be still continued? Yes, guys. So in this cases, even though if it is a group insurance, still whatever premium is paid is fully exempt because it was already there. Even now, it will continue to be there, guys. Is that clear? Yes, sir. So, as per this, if anyone else take the group insurance, including the private companies, if they take the insurance in the name of their employees as a group insurance, exemption is not available. Exemption is not available. But one exception is it can be a family group. It can be a family group. And what is family for this purpose means? Whoever name is included in the contract of insurance as family, they all are covered. Is that clear? Yes, sir. Next, services provided by specified bodies. Very easy, guys. Okay. So, with respect to opening an account and all, if any amount is paid to the respective organization or a fund, then whatever amount you pay for opening an account or administrative fee and all, on that GST is exempt. What is it? I will quickly read it. Entry 30. Services provided by the Employees State Insurance Corporation, in short we call it as ESIC, to the person governed under the Employees State Insurance Act 1948 is exempt. Then whatever services are provided by Employees Provident Fund, that is EPF organization, to the persons who are governed under Employees Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act is exempt. Then 31A, services by Coal Mines Provident Fund organization to the persons governed by Coal Mines Provident Fund and Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1948. The last one, 31B. Services by National Pension System, that is NPS, trust to their members against a consideration in the form of administrative fee. On that administrative fee, GST is exempt, people. Got it? Yes, sir. Fine. Next, general insurance. General insurance is normally taken on the assets or on the goods. Okay. Entry 35. Services of general insurance business provided under the schemes notified by the government. There are number of schemes which are notified. So I will just show you once. It is there. It is not there in my revision book. I will just display it here. Once I display, you guys can just pause and go through the list. So if any of the scheme is purchased, on that premium paid, no, GST is exempt on such premium amount. Oh, yes. So just pause the video and go through the list, guys. Sir, should I mug it up? No, no. Just have an idea about it. Okay. Fine. So these are the notified schemes, guys. Next. For the same scheme, what if any reinsurance services are provided? Sir, what if it is reinsured by the insurance company with another insurance company? Even such services are exempt, guys. Okay. For the schemes which are notified as per entry 30. Okay. Next, 36B. It is an amendment. It was an amendment last year. Okay. Services of insurance provided by Motor Vehicles Accident Fund constituted under the section 164B of the Motor Vehicles Act 1988 against contributions made by the insurer out of the premiums collected for third party insurance of motor vehicles. See guys, if I own a motor vehicle, whether it is two-wheeler or four-wheeler, we need to also take third party insurance for which we need to pay premium. If in case, assume we hit that any person on the road, that person for whom we have hit can claim our policy, which is called as third party insurance. So for third party insurance, whatever premium we pay, no, on that GST is exempt. GST is exempt. Next, pension schemes. Entry 37. Services by way of collection of contribution under the Atal Pension Yojana, for which deduction is available in income tax under section 80CCD. So whoever is the person who is collecting from both employer as well as employee, so for their services, they may charge some amount, on that GST is exempt, guys. Same way, services by way of collection of contribution under any pension scheme of the respective state governments. Even state governments might have various pension scheme for their employees, that is state government employees. And whoever is providing collection services, whatever amount they charge for their services, on that GST is exempt, guys. Okay. Next, services provided by business facilitator or correspondent or the agent appointed by them to a banking company or even insurance companies is exempt here. But it also has some connection to RCM. So be attentive. I will try to connect to RCM also here through the charts. But before that, let us go through the entry first. Services by the following persons in respective capacities. Business facilitator or business correspondent to a banking company with respect to the accounts with respect to rural area branch. So who is the supplier here? Business facilitator or correspondent. And who is the recipient? Banking company. And the services is provided with respect to rural area branch. And this people will help the people to know what are the services provided by the bank, how to open the bank account, how to apply for a loan, or how to operate a ATM, like that, or how to get the credit card or whatever, guys. With respect to banking services, they will try to provide information or knowledge, especially to the people of rural area. Okay. And sir, what if such services are provided in urban area? It is taxable. Only if it is provided in rural area, it is exempt. Whereas, if you ask me what is the difference between business facilitator and business correspondent, one major difference is business facilitator can enter into transaction on behalf of the bank, whereas bank correspondent will not have that power, guys. Okay. Yes. They can only provide the information about the services provided by the bank to the people. That's all. Okay. Next, by any person as an intermediary to a business facilitator or business correspondent with respect to rural area branch. Okay. Means who is the supplier here? Intermediary. Who is the recipient? Business facilitator or business correspondent. Even such services are exempt? Yes, only if it is with respect to rural area branch. Okay, sir. Last one. This two is with respect to the bank, whereas the last one is with respect to insurance, guys. C. Business facilitator or business correspondent to an insurance company in rural area is exempt, guys. Okay. So as it has connection to RCM also, I am just try to explain through this, guys. So first, let us learn entry 39A and 39B. Okay. Yes. So first, I am taking business correspondent. So is an agent appointed by the bank? Yes. He's not an employee of a bank because, guys, if these people are employees, they would be getting salary, and that is a part of Schedule 3 outside GST. It is neither the supply of goods nor the supply of services. But these people are not employees. They are getting commission. They are like an agent. Okay, sir. So if business correspondent is providing services to a banking company with respect to rural area branch, it is exempt. If it is with respect to urban area branch, it is taxable. But under FCM, business correspondent has to pay GST because it is nowhere connected in RCM, guys. This part, this is not covered in RCM. Okay, sir. Next. Sir, this business correspondent is not providing direct services, sir. He has appointed one agent. So this agent will provide services to business correspondent and in turn, he will provide it to banking company. Oh. Now let us talk about this. So agent or intermediary is providing services to a business correspondent with respect to rural area branches exempt. Okay, as per clause B here, it is exempt. Sir, what if it is with respect to urban area branch covered in RCM? So the recipient has to pay GST and a reverse charge mechanism, guys. Okay, sir. Next, coming to business facilitator. So business facilitator providing services to a banking company with respect to rural area branch is exempt. Whereas if it is with respect to urban area branch covered in RCM list, you can go back. You can pause for a moment, go back to RCM list and check it there. If business facilitator is providing services to a banking company, in RCM they didn't tell rural area or urban area, but I have given in green color, last column, if you remember. I mentioned only urban area because if it is a rural area, it is exempt, given in exemption list. Got it? Yes, sir. So if it is with respect to urban area branch, it is taxable under reverse charge mechanism. So banking company has to pay GST, guys, on whatever commission they are paying to business facilitator. Okay. Next, sir, what if this guy has appointed one agent for him? He is not working directly. So he has appointed one agent for him. Okay. In that case, if it is with respect to rural area branch, exempt. If it is with respect to urban area branch, not covered in RCM, not exempt also. That means it is taxable under FCM, guys. Taxable under FCM. Just keep one thing in mind, guys. If any supply which is not covered under RCM, if it is not exempt, it is understood that it is taxable under FCM because FCM list is not given in the law. We should know what is covered in RCM, what is covered in exemption. If any particular supply is not covered in both the places, then it is understood that it is taxable under forward charge mechanism, guys. Okay, sir. Then coming to entry 39C, that is with respect to insurance. If business facilitator or business correspondent who is an agent for insurance company provides services with respect to rural area branch, it is exempt. If it is with respect to urban area branch, not covered in RCM list, that means it is taxable under FCM. So the supplier has to pay GST. Sir, what if these people have appointed agent? Then whether it is rural area or urban area branch, it is always taxable under FCM, guys, because this is not covered in RCM also, it is not covered in exemption also. If in case, if they appoint agent, whatever service agent is providing to business facilitator or business correspondent, whether it is with respect to rural area branch or urban area branch, it will be taxable under forward charge mechanism. Okay. Next, services provided to government. To government means government is a recipient here, guys. Okay. Entry 3. Pure services provided to government. Pure services means 100% it is services. No goods is involved. Oh. Pure services excluding the works contract service or other composite supply involving supply of any goods. Means no goods should be involved here. Not even 1%. Oh. Provided to central government, state government or union territory or a local authority by way of any activity in relation to any function entrusted to panchayat or municipality as per the constitution. Okay, means whatever municipality or panchayat was supposed to do as per the constitution, this has been done by whom? Any person. But such services are provided to whom? The central government, state government or union territory. Simple, guys. Assume government has given me a contract with respect to waste management or the drainage cleaning or the installation of street lights, which was supposed to be done by panchayat or municipality as per the constitution. So assume the state government or central government has given me this contract. So whatever services I am providing to the government as per the work which is to be done by panchayat or municipality as per the constitution, for my services, assume I am charging totally 20 lakh. It is exempt from GST. It is exempt from GST. Is that clear? So please be careful. The recipients are the following people. And what services I am providing them is what is supposed to be done by panchayat or municipality as per the constitution, because there are few services or functions which are entrusted to panchayat or municipality. They have to take care of it, especially the local work. Got it? Yes. Fine. Next, 3A. Composite supply. Okay, here only services was there. No, now goods plus services. But goods should be within some limit. What is it? Composite supply of goods and services to government. Composite supply of goods and services in which the value of supply of goods constitutes not more than 25%, that is less than or equal to 25% of the value of the said composite supply provided to central government, state government or union territory or local authority, means the following people are the recipients, by way of in relation to any function entrusted to panchayat or municipality as per the constitution. Okay, sir. Means here it was only services, same to same. Now assume along with services, goods is there. But goods should be within 25%. Okay. So assume government has given me a contract to provide services to them or to the public on behalf of government. Okay. So I am providing services along with goods. Totally I am charging, assume to the government 10 lakh rupees. So for my service, I am charging, for my supply, I am charging totally 10 lakh. I need to give a breakup. As service along with goods is there, I need to give a breakup. Assume for services I am charging 7 lakh, for goods I am charging 3 lakh. 3 lakh out of 10 lakh is for goods, 30%, which is more than 20%. Sorry, more than 25%. It is fully taxable. Entire 10 lakh will be taxable, people. Not only 3 lakh, entire 10 lakh will be taxable. Is that clear? It's always to keep good to keep the goods component less than 25%. So assume now I am providing services, I am providing supply to the government, that is central government, state government or local authority. I am supplying both goods as well as services. I am totally charging 10 lakh, for services 8 lakh, for goods 2 lakh, fully exempt. Because for goods I am charging 2 lakh, which is 20% of 10 lakh, which is within 25%, exempt. Full 10 lakh is exempt. So in simple, guys, when goods along with services are provided, the goods component should be less than or equal to 25%. Or if it is only services, full 100% exempt as per entry 3. 3B. Services provided to government authority by way of. Okay, who is the recipient? Government authority. With respect to what services, sir? Water supply, public health, sanitization conservancy, solid waste management, or some slum improvement and upgradation. Whoever is providing these services to a government authority, they enjoy the exemption, guys. The recipient should be government authority. And who is government authority, government entity and all, we already seen, guys. Okay. At least 90% of the control is with the government. Next, 11A. Services provided by fair price shops to central government, state government or union territory by way of sale of food grains, kerosene, sugar, edible oil, etc. under public distribution system, that is PDS, against a consideration in the form of commission or margin. Right? There will be a fair price shops where they distribute the grains or items distributed by the government to a people who are holding the BPL cards and all. Yes, or whoever is eligible for that. Yes. So the person who is in charge of that shop may not be an employee of government. If he is an employee, then obviously he's getting salary part of Schedule 3. Yes, but no. What we are covering here is he's not an employee. He's just acting as an agent. Maybe once or twice in a month, he will come, open that shop and distribute the grains given by the government, and he will close the shop and he will carry with his own work, whatever he is doing in his life. Okay. And for whatever he is doing with respect to the distribution of the items in the fair price shops under the public distribution system, you would be earning it in the form of commission or margin. On that, GST is exempt. On that, GST is exempt, sir. Then 40th, services provided to central government, state government, union territory, okay, under any insurance scheme for which the entire premium is paid by the government, guys. That is central government, state government, or union territory. So whenever a government has taken a policy either for their own assets or maybe for their employees, when the entire premium is paid by government, no matter which scheme it is, the entire premium is exempt from GST, guys. Okay. Sir, what if by chance a part of the premium is paid by the employees? In that case, there is no exemption. As per entry 40, it is not exempt. Because sometimes partly the premium may be paid by employees and partly by, assume, government. Government is the employer. In that case, no exemption. No exemption, guys. Okay, 72. Services provided to central government, state government, or union territory administration under any training program. Okay, what is the services provided? Training, for which 75% or more of the total expenditure is borne by central government, state government, or union territory administration. Okay, assume guys. Now, a state government, Karnataka state government has appointed me to provide training to their employees about income tax filing or how to plan income tax and all. They have just appointed me. And for this, entire cost is borne by government. Assume the total cost is 2 lakh, entire cost is taken care by state government. In that case, whatever amount I am charging for my training services on that, GST is exempt. Is that clear? Yes. Next, let us assume the total cost is 1 lakh, where 50% is borne by government, 50% is paid by employees. In that case, as less than 75% is borne by government, whatever amount I am charging for the my training is liable for GST. Full amount is liable for GST, guys. Got it? Sir, what if it is like 80% is borne by central government and 20% by employees? In that case, whatever amount I am charging for my training is fully exempt, because at least 75% of the expenditure is borne by whom? The government. Any government, that is central, state, or union territory. Got it? Yes. It is clarified that free coaching services provided by coaching institution and NGOs under the central scheme of scholarship for students with disabilities, where 75% or more of the expenditure is borne by the government to the coaching institution. Means government is paying to the coaching institution, where they are offering free coaching to the students. Okay. By way of grant in aid is covered under this entry and hence is exempt from GST, guys. So on that, whatever amount is charged for training is exempt, provided the government has to meet at least 75% of the expenditure. Okay. Then legal services connected to RCM. Connected to RCM. First, let us see what is given in entry 45. Later, I will connect and explain. Services provided by arbitral tribunal or partnership firm of advocates, that is law firm, or an individual as an advocate, that is lawyer, practicing lawyer, including senior advocate by way of legal services. Okay, so they are the suppliers. Now, who is the recipients? Any person other than business entity. Okay, any person other than business entity. Okay, business entity is covered in second part. A business entity with an aggregate turnover of up to such amount in the preceding financial year as makes it eligible for exemption from registration under CGST Act 2017. Means business entities whose aggregate turnover is within threshold limit for registration in the last financial year. For them also it is exempt. Oh. Sir, what if it is more than the threshold limit for registration? Then it is taxable under RCM, guys. The last one. The central government, state government, union territory, local authority, government authority, or government entity. Guys, for the first one and second, the last one. First one and last one, there is no condition. Whereas for business entity, there is a condition. Okay. Note. In addition to the above, legal services provided by a partnership firm of advocates or an individual as an advocate other than senior advocate to an advocates or partnership firm of advocates providing legal services is also exempt, guys. Means if legal services are provided among themselves, that is from lawyer to law firm or law firm to lawyer, it is exempted. But if the supplier is a senior advocate, then it is taxable. Then it is taxable. Oh, I have made one chart for it, connecting even RCM. Yeah. If legal services are provided by the arbitral tribunal, individual lawyer or law firm, means they are the supplier. Now let us see who is the recipients. There are three possibilities. If the recipient is a business entity, check what is their aggregate turnover in the last financial year. If it is more than the threshold limit for registration, that is 10 lakh, 20 lakh or 40 lakh as applicable, then in the current year, it is taxable under RCM. Business entity has to pay GST as per RCM. Okay, sir. Sir, what if business entities turnover in the last financial year is within the threshold limit? That means we can call them as unregistered. Yes, in that case, it is exempt. It is exempt as per point 2 year. Okay. And please be careful, we are checking the last year aggregate turnover to decide whether it is exempt in the current year or not. Okay. Next. Sir, what if the recipient is an advocate or firm of advocates? Supplier is also them only, recipient also them. Means like from individual lawyer to law firm or law firm to lawyer, like that. It is exempt. But if the supplier is a senior advocate, then it is taxable under FCM because it is not exempt also. It is not covered in RCM list also. So it is understood that it is taxable under forward charge mechanism, guys. The last one, others. Others means other than this two, including central government, state government, union territory, local authority, government authority, or government entity. It is exempt, people. It is exempt, sir. Okay. Next, sponsorship of sports event. Services of by way of sponsorship of sporting event organized by the following people on that GST is exempt. So who are those? By a national sports federation or its affiliated federation where the participating teams or individuals represent any district, state, zone or country, by an association of Indian universities, inter-university sports board, school games federation of India, all India sports council for deaf Paralympic committee of India or special Olympics Bharat. Third, by the Central Civil Services Cultural and Sports Board as part of national games by the Indian Olympic Association or under a Panchayat Yuva Krida all or Khel Abhiyan scheme. This is especially for rural areas or for rural talents. Yes, sir. So, if the sponsorship services are provided for sporting events organized by them, on sponsorship, whatever fees is paid, no, it is fully exempt. Fully exempt. Okay. Next, performance by an artist. Entry 78. Services by an artist by way of performance in folk or classical art forms of music or dance or theatre. If the considerations charged for such performance is not more than 1,50,000 is exempt. Means less than or equal to 150. Sir, what if it is more than 1,50,000? Fully taxable. Fully taxable. And please be careful, this 1,50,000 is per performance. Okay. What if a person has given multiple performance in a year? Then for each performance, you can consider 1,50,000 as a limit, guys. Okay. So few notes are there. Let us read it. The activities by a performing artist in folk or classical art forms of music, dance, or theatre are exempt if consideration does not exceed 1,50,000. However, if the consideration is more than 1,50,000, then entire consideration will be taxable. For example, assume consideration charged for performance is 2 lakh. Entire 2 lakh will be taxable. Entire 2 lakh. Don't reduce 1,50,000 in that case. Okay. Next, second no is in rate. That means taxable. Yes, sir. However, the exemption shall not apply to a service provided by such artist as a brand ambassador. So if they are promoting any brand or product, whatever amount they are charging is fully taxable, guys. And sometimes in the exam, intentionally they will give less than 1,50,000, irrespective of the amount. If the service is as a brand ambassador, it is always taxable. Even if it is 50,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakh, whatever is the amount, fully taxable. If you are promoting any brand as an artist. Last one. Further, all other activities by an artist in other art forms, example, Western music or dance, modern theatres, performance of an actors in films or television serials would be taxable. Okay. Only these forms are exempt, guys, including theatrical performance. Theatrical means not the film theater. Okay, yes. That is with respect to any drama or acting, there will be a theaters, no? That one. Yes. Similarly, activities of artists in still art forms like painting, sculpture making, etc. are taxable under GST. Okay. Next, skill development services. Nothing much to explain here, guys. They have given the list of few training services or skill development services which are exempt. We'll quickly go through. Entry 69. Any services provided by means the supplier is the following people. Supplier is the following people. Who are those? The National Skill Development Corporation set up by the Government of India, the National Council for Vocational Education and Training, an awarding body recognized by the National Council for Vocational means professional guys, education and training, an assessment agency, assessment means conducting test or exams, an assessment agency recognized by the National Council for Vocational Education and Training, a training body accredited with an awarding body that is recognized by the National Council for Vocational Education and Training. The last one is the recent amendment. A training partner approved by the National Skill Development Corporation. So the following people are the supplier. Okay, what are they providing? In relation to the National Skill Development Program or any other scheme implemented by the National Skill Development Corporation or a vocational skill development course under the National Skill Certification and Monetary Reward Scheme or any national skill qualification framework aligned qualification or skill in respect of which a national council or for vocational education and training has approved a qualification package. Sir, should I mug up this list and all? No, guys. You just have an idea about it because in the question, if they have used any of this, no, where you have an idea that, oh, the following service is exempt. Accordingly, you exempt. Got it? Yes. Not so important, but still part of your syllabus, so good to know. Entry 70. Services of assessing bodies empaneled centrally by the Directorate General of Training, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship by way of assessments under the Skill Development Initiative Scheme is exempt, guys. Okay, assessment or assessing bodies is nothing but those who are conducting tests or examinations. 71. Services provided by training providers, that is project implementation agencies under Deen Dayal Upadhyaya Gramin Kaushalya Yojana, that is for rural areas or rural talents, implemented by the Ministry of Rural Development, Government of India by way of offering skill or vocational training courses certified by the National Council for Vocational Education and Training. This is mainly targeted to rural talents, guys. In order to increase their employment opportunities, the government has taken this initiative. Oh, next, right to admission to various events. Entry 79. Services by way of admission to museum, national park, wildlife sanctuary, tiger reserve or zoo is fully exempt irrespective of the amount charged as entry fees, guys. It is fully exempt. No monetary limit. Okay. 79A. Services by way of admission to a protected monument so declared under the Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958 or any of the state acts for the time being in force, like any palace or anywhere, they would have protected what was used by the previous Rajas, Ranis, and all. So there, if they are charging any entry fee, is it exempt from GST? Yes. Then entry 81 is exempt but subject to monetary limit. Subject to monetary limit, what is it? First we will see. First, we will see what are the things covered here, then what is the monetary limit. Services by way of right to admission to means on the entry fee, GST is exempt for the following events. What are those? Circus, dance, or theatrical performance, including drama or ballet, award function, concert, or pageant, or musical performance, or any sporting event other than recognized sporting event. So, recognized sporting event is excluded from B, whereas C is that only. Recognized sporting event, the last one, planetarium. It is a place where the stars and all this would be displayed, guys. The planets, stars, and all. Okay, for education purpose, especially helpful for children's. Okay. So, for any of this event or the place, whatever amount is charged as admission or entry fee, GST is exempt provided it is 500 or less per person. So assume entry fees is 200, 400 or 450, it is exempt. So what if it is 600? Entire 600 would be liable for GST tax. So that is what is given here. For all this four, A, B, C, D. Means entire 81, the limit is this one, entry 81. Where the consideration for the right to admission to the events or places as referred to in items A, B, C, D of entry 81 above is not more than 500. That is less than or equal to 500. If it is more than 500, fully taxable. Okay, sir. Next, services by an unincorporated body or a non-profit entity. So there are two lists here, 77 and 77A. What is it? We will see. Services by an unincorporated body or a non-profit entity registered under any law to its own members. Okay, so the recipient is members. By way of reimbursement of charges or share of contribution as a trade union, it is a union of employees, guys, which is formed to protect their interest, especially against the employers. Okay. For the provision of carrying out any activity which is exempt from levy of GST, like charitable or educational, healthcare, or even agricultural, like that. Or up to an amount of 7,500. Okay, guys, for A and B, there is no threshold limits. There is no monetary limit. Whereas for C, up to an amount of 7,500 per month per member for sourcing of goods or services from a third person for the common use of its members in the housing society or residential complex. Guys, in a housing society or residential complex, there will be an association. Okay, like in flats, apartments, and all. Oh. So that association would be collecting a monthly maintenance from their residents. If it is up to 7,500 per month per member or per house, it is exempt. If it is more than that, assume the monthly maintenance is 10,000, fully taxable. Fully taxable. And there is a clarification given. Sir, what if one person owns more than one house in the same society? Then for each house, the limit is 7,500 per month. Got it? Yes. Then 77A. Services provided by an unincorporated body or a non-profit entity registered under any law for the time being in force, engaged in what? Activities relating to welfare of industrial or agricultural labor or farmers, or guys, there are various unions formed by the agriculturists or farmers or industry people for the respective industries. Yes. Or for the promotion of trade, commerce, industry, or agriculture, arts, science, literature, culture, sports, education, social welfare, charitable activities, and protection of environment to its members against a consideration in the form of membership fee up to 1,000 rupees per member per year. So if they are charging membership fees for their members, if it is up to 1,000 rupees per year per member, exempt. If it is more than that, fully taxed. Fully taxable, guys. Yes, the last list, other exempt services. So here also the number of exemption is more here, but all others, whatever is not covered in the any of the above category, I have put it here. So what are those? One by one. Entry 2. Services by way of transfer of a going concern, that is a business, as a whole or independent thereof, independent part thereof is exempt, guys. No matter who is the transferer, who is the recipient, what is the consideration, it is always fully exempt. It is always fully exempt. Okay. 12. Connected to RCM also. 12. Important. Services by way of renting of residential dwelling for use as residence is exempt, except where the residential dwelling is rented to a registered person. Means if a tenant is a registered person, then it is taxable under RCM. That means exemption is given only when tenant is unregistered. And it is a residential dwelling let out for what purpose? Residential purpose. Okay. So renting of residential dwelling for residential purpose to an unregistered tenant is exempt. Okay, sir. Then there is an explanation here. Important. Pay attention. What is this explanation? Let me explain. Guys, assume I am registered under GST. Actually, I am registered. So for my profession, I am registered under GST and I am acting as a sole proprietor. Okay. Now I am taking a house for rent in my personal capacity to stay there along with my family members. So as I am a tenant who is registered under GST, is RCM applicable? No, they told it is not. If a tenant is a sole proprietor who is registered under GST for his profession or business, and if the house is taken on rent for his personal use, that is in personal capacity, then RCM is not applicable. Then RCM is not applicable. That is what is given in the explanation, guys. Got it? Yes, sir. Next, sir, what if partnership firm is registered under GST and if they have taken any residential house for the residence of their partners. Is it exempt? No, no, it is taxable. In the hands of partnership firm under RCM, it is taxable. Next, assume company. Company is registered under GST. They have taken a residential house for the residence of their employees or members. Is it exempt? No. Please be careful. Here, as per explanation, exemption is given only for sole proprietor, guys, who is registered under GST for his business or profession, but he has taken the house in his personal capacity for residence. In that case, will he enjoy the exemption? Yes, he will enjoy the exemption. Okay. Next. So here there is a more clarity given, but I will just try to explain it through a chart. Yeah. Observe, I have made one chart. Renting of residential dwelling. For what purpose? Guys, normally residential dwelling will be let out for residential purpose only, but it can be let out even for commercial purpose. Like 1 BHK, 2 BHK is let out for office purpose. Yes, it can happen. Okay, there are few offices which are run in the 1 BHK home or 2 BHK home like that. Okay, yes. Okay. So if renting of residential housing is for residential purpose, check who is the tenant. Is he registered under GST? If recipient is registered under GST, taxable under RCM. No, no, sir, tenant is not registered under GST, then it is exempt. Okay, that is what we just now learned. Okay, renting of residential dwelling for residential purpose. When tenant is not registered, it is exempt. If tenant is registered, RCM. Got it? Yes. Sir, what if residential dwelling is let out for a commercial purpose? Then check who is the tenant, whether he is registered. If tenant is registered, taxable under RCM. No, sir, tenant is not registered. Then it is not covered in exemption because it is not for residential purpose. It is for commercial purpose. In that case, it is taxable under FCM. So the supplier has to pay GST. That is the owner, because this will not fall under RCM also. Not fall under RCM also, not fall under, not, we will not fall under exemption also, means taxable under FCM, guys. Is that clear? And if you remember, for this, I had explained it while covering RCM, guys. And I also made you to write for commercial or residential purpose. If tenant is registered, then it is taxable under RCM, because there the purpose is not mentioned while discussing RCM, guys. Got it? Yes, sir. So if you want, you can just pause the video and take down this, make a note of this. Okay. So that is what explanation I have given you. You can also go through. Now coming to explanation 2. Nothing contained in this entry shall apply to. Okay. Means entry 12 is not applicable for the following. That is accommodation services for the students in the students' residences, or accommodation services provided by the hostels, camps, paying guest accommodation, that is PG, and like. Okay. So they don't enjoy the exemption as per entry 12. But for them, there is a separate entry, guys, 12A. Let us see that. So you can just draw the arrow mark here for this. It is excluded from entry 12, but there is a separate entry for it. Supply of accommodation services having value of supply less than or equal to 20,000 per person per month, provided that the accommodation service is supplied for a minimum continuous period of 90 days. That is minimum 3 months. So if accommodation is provided in hostel or PG for minimum 3 months, and if the monthly charges is 20,000 or less, it is exempt. Sir, what if the charges is more than 20,000? Fully taxable. Sir, what if accommodation is provided only for 1 month or 2 months? Assume you are going for an ITT orientation. I'm staying there only for 15 days, 1 month. In that case, sir, whatever amount is charged, even though it is less than 20,000, still taxable? Huh? Yes. Because here they are telling exemption is provided or available only if it is for a continuous stay of minimum 90 days. 90 or more. That is more than or equal to 3 months. Okay. Next. 19C, satellite launch services is exempt. So Indian scientists are doing really good. ISRO. So for them, whatever services they are providing with respect to satellite launch services is fully exempt, guys. 22. Services by way of giving on hire, that is renting. Okay. To a state transport undertaking, that is STU, a motor vehicle meant to carry more than 12 passengers. More than 12 passengers means we can consider it as a bus. Yes. Assume I am letting out, I own a bus. I am letting out my bus to a state transport undertaking. Assume KSRTC. KSRTC is a state government undertaking for Karnataka state. Yes, sir. Even in Kerala also we call it by the same name. So in that case, whatever rent I am charging for KSRTC, it is exempt from GST. Okay, and the bus which is having a capacity of more than 12 passengers can be petrol, diesel, or electric, anything here. Okay, next, AA. To a local authority, an electrically operated vehicle, that is EOV, meant to carry more than 12 passengers. So here they are clearly telling electric vehicle. And to carry more than 12 passengers means again we can consider it as bus only. That is, but electric bus. Okay. Local authority. Let me take an example of. Sir, assume now we have a local authority who is operating BMTC in Bangalore. BMTC. It is operated by a local authority. Okay, sir. In Bangalore area. Yes. So I am letting out my electric bus to BMTC, for which I am charging the rent. On that GST is exempt. Sir, what if it is a diesel bus or petrol bus? Then it is taxable, because here it is covered only electrically operated vehicles, guys. Okay, and they didn't even use the word bus. They told seating capacity is more than 12 passengers. So I am indirectly considering it as bus only. Got it? Yes. Next, to a goods transport agency, a means of transportation of goods. Okay. Next, C. Motor vehicle for transport of students, faculty, and staff to a person providing services of transportation of students, faculty, and staff to an educational institution providing services by way of preschool education. Okay. And education up to higher secondary school or equivalent, guys. That is first category of educational institution who is providing up to 12th standard or plus 2. Plus 2. Okay. I will try to explain this. Pay attention. Yeah, both of this. First, I will explain clause B, then C, guys. First, clause B. Clause B. Assume GTA is providing transportation of goods services by road to a recipient. Is it taxable or not? Depends on who is the recipient. If the recipient is a specified recipients covered in any one of them, given in the last column in RCM, hope you remember. First option is pay tax under FCM, supplier has to pay GST. If not, then it is taxable under RCM, recipient has to pay. Whereas if it is other than specified recipients, it is exempt, given in exemption list. Okay, this is for the services provided by GTA to the recipients. Now assume GTA doesn't own the vehicle. They are taking the vehicle on rent to provide transportation services to the recipient. So now assume transportation company is giving the motor vehicle on rent to GTA, goods carriage. Okay, so they are giving goods vehicle on rent to GTA, for which they are charging rent. On that also they are telling it is exempt. That is what is covered in here. If a person is renting out the goods carriage to or goods vehicle to whom? To GTA, then whatever rent they are charging on that GST is exempt. On that GST is exempt, guys. Then the last one. Now assume there is a supplier who is providing transportation services of students, faculty, and staff to a school. School means up to 12th standard. Okay, yes. Such services being an input services to a school is exempt. Okay, so he is a supplier and the school is a recipient, it is exempt. Now, what if this supplier doesn't own the vehicle? He doesn't own the vehicle. He is taking the vehicle on rent to provide transportation service to whom? School. Whatever transportation service he is providing to school is exempt. Same way, whatever renting of motor vehicle is provided by travels to this supplier is also exempt. On whatever rent the travels is charging to the supplier, it is exempt. And for this supplier, he will be the supplier and he is the recipient. Is that exempt from GST? Yes, provided this is a school. Sir, what if this is a college or university or professional education institution? Then this is not exempt, guys. When this is not exempt, even this will not be exempt. Hope you got it. So this is an input service to a first category of educational institution, which is provided by way of transportation of students, faculty, and staff. So for an educational institution as an input service, it is exempt. Now, if the supplier is owning the vehicle, he himself is providing it, it is exempt. But what if he is taking the vehicle on rent and then providing transportation services to the school? Even in that case, on whatever rent paid by him, GST is exempt. Okay. Next, 23. Services by way of access to a road or a bridge on payment of toll charges. On toll charges, GST is exempt. Next, 25. Transmission distribution of electricity by an electricity transmission or distribution utility is exempt, guys. But the following were excluded from entry 25. For that, they have added a separate entry 25. A. 25. A. I repeat. The following were not a part of entry 25. That means it was taxable. But later they exempted that also by way of entry 25A. What is it? I will read you. Supply of services by way of providing metering equipment on rent, testing for meters, transformers, capacitors, etc., releasing electricity connection, shifting of meters, service lines, issuing duplicate bills, etc., which are incidental or ancillary to the supply of transmission or distribution of electricity, provided by the electricity transmission or distribution utilities to their consumer are exempt. Clear? Yes. So, transmission or distribution of electricity was exempt as per entry 25. And in entry 25, they told for the following exemption is not applicable as per entry 25. But through entry 25A, they exempted the following. The following is now covered in entry 25A, guys. That means as on today, it is exempt, huh? Yes. Next, 44. Services provided by an incubator is nothing but the entrepreneur, the technology based entrepreneur. In fact, up to a total turnover of 50 lakh in a financial year is exempt, subject to the following conditions. Namely, the total turnover had not exceeded 50 lakh during the preceding financial year. Okay. In the last year, if the aggregate turnover or total turnover is within 50 lakh, in the current year, they will enjoy exemption up to 50 lakh. Okay. And a period of 3 years has not elapsed from the date of entering into an agreement as an incubator. Means maximum exemption is for 3 years, guys. Okay. So who is actually incubating? In simple, I told you entrepreneur. If you still want to know in detail, I have given it in my provision book. Just a minute, I will open it. Yeah, I will just display. You guys can just pause. Okay, I will only read it once. At least I will read. Incubating means an entrepreneur located within the premises of Technology Business Incubator, that is TBI in short, Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Park, that is STEP in short, recognized by the National Science and Technology Entrepreneurship Development Board of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. In short, we call it as NSTEDB. And who has entered into an agreement with TBI or STEP, which we covered here, to enable himself to develop and produce a high-tech and innovative products, that is tech-based products, guys. Okay, so fine. Let me come back to this. Next, 44A, research and development services against a consideration received in the form of grant supplied by, means the following people are providing research and development services for which in return they are getting what? Grant. On that grant, GST is exempt, guys. Okay. Who is a supplier? The government entity or a research association, university, college, or other institution notified under clause 2(3) of subsection 1 of section 35 of Income Tax Act. So, if the following people are providing research and development services for which they are getting grants, it is exempt from GST, guys. But the condition is they should be notified. Notified in the sense, sir, what is it? They should be approved, guys, to do research. Even in income tax under PGBP head, we would have learned, if I am contributing to the following people for research and if they are approved to do research, even though it is not related to my business, I can claim deduction under the head PGBP as if it is my business expenditure, provided I am following optional scheme. If I am following default scheme, then it is blocked, not available. Default scheme under section 115 BAC, if assessee is following, then contribution to outsiders for research purpose is not available, guys, as deduction. Correct? That is under section 35 of Income Tax Act under the head PGBP. So there the condition should be for whomever we are giving the contribution, they should be approved to do research. Here also they are using the word notified, which is nothing but approved. Okay. Next, 48. Taxable services provided are to be provided by the TBI or STEP recognized by NSTEDB, which we already saw, guys, the full form, or the bio incubators recognized by the Biotechnology Industry Research and Assistance Control under the Department of Biotechnology, Government of India is exempt. Okay. Next. So whatever services. So here we saw services provided by incubating, that is the entrepreneur is exempt. Whereas here, whatever services are provided by TBI or STEP is exempt. Okay. Next, 49. Services by way of collecting or providing news by an independent journalist who is not an employee. Press Trust of India or United Nations News of India. They are working independently. Whatever news they collect, they give it to the news channel for which they get paid. On that, GST is exempt. Okay, sir. Next, 50. Services of public libraries by way of lending of books, publications, or any other knowledge enhancement content or material. So, for lending the books, whatever nominal amount the public libraries charge, on that GST is exempt. Then 52. Services by an organizer to any person in respect of business exhibition held outside India. Sir, what if business exhibition is held in India? Then whatever services are provided by the organizer to organize that event, it will be taxable. Only if the business exhibition is held outside India, then it is exempt, guys. Okay. Next, 59. Services by a foreign diplomatic mission located in India is exempt, guys. So they are representing their home country but providing services in India but for their home country. Even in income tax, for them, few exemptions are given under salary head, like allowances, perquisites, and all. Correct? Yes, sir. So here also it is exempt. 65A. Services by way of providing information under the RTI Act, that is right to information. Now you guys can apply for a copies of your answer sheets or your answer booklets through RTI where some nominal amount would be charged. On that, GST is exempt, guys. Okay. Next. 68. Services provided to recognized sports body, means they are the recipients. Okay. So who is the supplier? By an individual as a player, referee, umpire, coach, or team manager for participation in the sporting event organized by recognized sports body. So the following people are the supplier. Okay. Who is the recipient? Recognized sports body. Or another recognized sports body, means recognized sports body is giving services to another recognized sports body. Okay. However, services provided by an individual such as selectors, commentators, curators, technical experts are taxable, guys. Got it? Curators means those who are take care of the pitch. Okay. Yes. Who will look after the pitch, guys. Okay. So selectors, commentators, and also Ravi Sastry, Arsha Bogle, and all whatever services they provide, is it taxable or exempt? Taxable. Whereas the players, referee, umpire, all those people enjoy the exemption? Yes. Then the service of a player to a franchise, this is mainly targeted to IPL, to a franchisee which is not a recognized sports body is taxable, guys. They don't enjoy exemption. Okay. Only if they're representing the nation or the country, they enjoy the exemption, but not any particular franchisee. They are not recognized sports body, guys. Okay. Recognized sports body means what are those? The Indian Olympic Association, Sports Authority of India, a national sports federation recognized by Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs of the central government and its affiliate federations. National Sports Promotion Organization recognized by Ministry of Sports and Youth Affairs of central government. Yes. Okay. The last one, people. Services by way of public conveniences such as provision of facilities of bathroom, washroom, lavatories, urinal, or toilets. Even for this, a small amount might be charged. You might be seen, especially in public toilet. In front of public toilet, there will be one person. He will tell 5, 10, some amount they will be collecting. On that, will they collect GST also? No, it is exempt. It is exempt, guys. Yes, sir. Fine. So we are done with the list of services which is exempt under GST, guys. So the same list is exempt both under CGST Act as well as IGST Act. So we have covered section 11 of CGST Act along with section 6 of IGST Act. So we have one more new section, that is 11A, where it is giving power to the government. Guys, assume whatever services I am providing is actually taxable, but I believe that it is exempt. Not only me, entire industry, whoever is operating in the same business, they believe that whatever we are providing is exempt. And it is generally followed in the industry that what services we are providing is exempt. We have wrongly understood the law, maybe like that. Yes. But later we received a notice from the department telling we are supposed to pay tax on whatever services we are providing, and the amount of GST along with interest, penalty, and all is forced together. After receiving the notice, we are shocked. Entire industry is shocked. So now we are not able to pay so much of amount. We don't have so much of funds. So can we request the government to waive off this? Yes. As it is like in good faith, we have misunderstood the law. And I alone didn't misunderstood. It is a general practice followed in the industry. In that case, government can waive off our past defaults, guys. And they can tell from now on, please start paying GST. So that they can tell us, forget about your past, going forward, please pay GST in simple. Or else it can be like this also, guys. For example, whatever outward supply I'm providing, the actual GST rate was 18%. But I did a wrong classification and I have taken the rate of GST applicable is 5%. And the entire industry was following the same rate, 5%. But later department sent a notice telling, no, no, what you're supposed to pay is 18% and not 5%. So for the differential amount along with interest penalty, they sent a notice. We are shocked. So now can we request the government telling, sir, please waive off our past penalties along with GST liability so that going forward we will pay at 18%? Yes. And obviously anyone who requests, government may not sanction only if they feel that genuinely we had missed out. We have misinterpreted the law or classifications. In that case, government can waive off our default tax. Is that clear? And actually, recent time, few months back, there were notices served on the bakery owners in Bangalore and many other small vendors also telling you have received more than 20 lakh 40 lakh, so you're supposed to get registered under GST, and till now you are not got registered, till now you are not registered under GST, so you're supposed to pay so much of GST along with interest, late fee, penalty, so much of crores together. Notice were served, and all these bakery owners and small vendors were like, sir, what do we do? Even if I sell everything whatever I own, I will not be able to pay so much amount. So they requested the government. Later government told, okay, we will waive it off. But now, from now, please register under GST and start paying GST. And during that time, many people wish to not receive any payment through even UPI. They were telling, please pay in cash, please pay in currency notes and the. Yes. So this is the power given to the government under section 11A. But please be careful, government will use this power only in genuine cases, not always. Assume a person has fraudulently paid less GST or he has not paid. In that case, will government use this power? No, they will tell you how to pay it. If not, we will put you for free boarding and lodging, imprisonment. Yes, got it. Yes, guys. So this is all about the exemptions under GST. Yes, I agree. We have taken so much of time, but the content is like that, guys. So I want you guys to just be thorough with all this list, and it would be very easy for you to score marks in the exam. After this, just go through the questions. So go through the questions from my question bank. You will be able to answer each and every question, guys. I already given along with the solutions, and please be careful. Don't simply write in the exam, exempt, taxable. You need to explain it. How to explain also I have given in my solutions, guys. So take care.